Welcome back, everybody. This is Passive and Aggressive. My name is Dalton Johnston. I'm here with asshole Nick Martwinsky. Wait, sorry, it's Aggressive. Your name is Aggressive. My bad. Hi, Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Oh, that's good.
Was that loud? I think that was kind of loud.
You are loud. You're a loud person in general.
It's good. I hope everybody's ears bled. What do we talk about in this episode, Dalton?
We're talking about some mental struggles people go through. I'm currently going through one. It's a really tough one at the moment, honestly.
Is that how to deal with Nick Martwinsky?
It's if you guys want to know, this is the way to find out. Tune in this episode. After that, I think we talked about something stupid in space. That's what it's called, right? No, it's Halo.
That's my Halo intro, guys.
Halo TV show. Talk about some details that going on in
The
that.
new Game of Thrones!
It's not the new Game of
Fuck you,
Thrones.
Dalton!
The new Game of Thrones is going to be the new Game of
Halo's
Thrones.
back! And there's nothing you can do about it.
You know there's nothing worse in the world than a confident Nick Martwinsky. After that, I believe we move straight into World of Warcraft. Switch things up a little bit. We go straight from nerdiness into more nerdiness.
You broke down the intro,
yes,
the middle, and the end of World of Warcraft for me.
It was not that much.
Of the Horde.
It was that was just this expansion, honestly.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, not even just this expansion. This the pre-patch to the expansion. What they're preparing before they even drop the expansion.
You're trying to tell me the orc doing his own little thing?
Yep.
That's not the whole story of World of Warcraft?
Not at all.
Well, news to me.
You said- You're a fucking idiot.
We also talked about a bunch of MMA news because this was a week of MMA.
It absolutely was. UFC 227, that happened Saturday.
We talk our results.
Yeah.
And the fight picks and who had the drink and who had the wallow in their own sorrow.
It was Nick.
Fuck you, man. We also talked UFC 229 because my boy, Nate Diaz, Stockton motherfucker, is fighting
Stockton?
Dustin Poirier.
Do you know how to spell Stockton?
Stockton.
You only know that because I keep yelling at you about it. There's a K in there, Nick.
I know.
Go look at our Instagram, people. He doesn't
Don't
spell
look
it right
at our
on
Instagram. Don't ever
any post.
Ever look at our Instagram.
Never spell Stockton right.
Motherfucker.
We
also talked about all the other upcoming fights that are coming up. Winley versus Till, Perry versus Cowboy, Glover versus Jimmy Manuwa.
Yep.
There's a few other fights as well that I'm probably forgetting about right now.
You have to tune in to find out.
Tune in.
Your side of Detroit.
Like LeBron James?
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about a black guy, dude.
Giannis?
I am not talking about a black guy.
Shaquille O'Neal.
I hate you.
Got it.
Donkey Kong.
The recording's on, like Donkey Kong. Did you ever play the...
Donkey Kong doesn't get the points. Mario gets the points.
No, did you ever play like the OG Donkey Kong games?
I didn't play like any OG games. I'm not like an OG gamer, surprisingly enough. The games that I played when I was younger was like Yu-Gi-Oh! On the PS1 or the Sega Genesis.
Are you talking about...
Sega Genesis is like the oldest I've gone.
Are you talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh game where it's like a big ass board and you gotta go through the board and play like duel people and shit?
No. There was like a story with it.
Oh.
Like set in ancient Egypt.
I don't know that one.
It was around the time where that super big blackout happened.
That what?
Super big blackout?
Oh, I think you said that super big black guy. I was gonna say, what happened?
There was a super big blackout in America. Do you remember that?
There's a bunch of them.
Do you remember the big one that lasted like a couple days? I'm sure there was a lot that happened in your side of Detroit.
Like LeBron James?
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about a black guy, dude.
Giannis?
I am not talking about a black guy.
Shaquille O'Neal.
I hate you.
Got it.
I just want to punch you in the face with a black guy. I'm gonna like take a black guy and just smack you with him.
I'm pretty sure if Shaq punched me in the face, I don't think I'd ever be the same.
Which Shaq?
Shaquille O'Neal. What other? Oh, you're talking about
Our Shaq? Or Shaquille O'Neal? Shaquille O'Neal Taylor or Shaquille O'Neal?
Are you just gonna put all of our friends first,
No,
middle, and
just
last
Shaq.
names on the podcast?
Just Shaq's. No one knows my middle name. It's a secret.
Alexander.
You fucker.
I remember that
I
shit.
didn't remember yours.
Seriously?
Nick.
Sam calls me it sometimes when she's pissed at me.
Nicholas Ryan.
Yeah, I was gonna say imagine.
I can hear it. I could hear it.
Yeah.
Nicholas Ryan.
That's how I know I fucked up or something. I was like, oh my god.
It's like the universal sign for you done fucked up.
Speaking of, Sam, Remember our last podcast, you were trying to do that illusionary lie thing?
Yeah.
So today, when I came home, we were in the kitchen, and she was boiling this fucking like mouth guard thing because she got that high smile, teeth whitening shit.
Okay, sure.
And she's boiling it because you got to boil it and then put it in your mouth to fit your teeth.
That's weird, but okay, sure.
And while she was boiling it, I was like grabbing her hips, fucking with her, I was pissing her off, and she like turned at me and like I seen the psycho look in her face. So I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. And I'm like, do you remember that time you dropped the fucking knife and almost stabbed me in the foot? And she goes, no. I'm like, are you serious? It went right on the ground and stabbed right on the fucking floor. She goes, oh yeah, I remember.
Are you serious?
Yes. I wish I recorded it. I thought I was gonna have to take longer than that to convince her.
I think normally. So in case you guys missed it, in the last episode we talked about telling a lie to somebody and then waiting a while and then telling it to them again until they start to actually fucking believe it.
Right.
It's like creating a memory for them. But apparently, Sam just like, oh yeah.
She's like, yeah, I can see myself doing that.
See, that's what I was telling you. She's just gonna go straight into defense mode. She's not even gonna think about whether it happened or not.
So I gotta think of something more extreme. That's not gonna get me like hurt in the future.
I don't know. I think you should stick to the knife thing and just bring it up again, like seriously, 2 months or something. This will become a foundation of her life. I
think I'm gonna fucking remember this shit 2 months from now?
I'm sure you
I'm gonna
can.
put a reminder on my phone. And it's gonna come up 2 months now.
You're gonna be so excited when that alarm comes off.
Oh, it's gonna say Sam knife. And I'm like, what the fuck?
As soon as you get it, you're like, ding! You're like, oh, it's time. So yeah, I'm glad that worked out then.
Yeah, it was fucking easy as shit. One of the reasons why I brought that up, I don't know if I told this on the last podcast or not, but my youngest sister, Mary, I have 6 sisters for the folks at home. Yeah, and I'm the oldest. So imagine that life.
You're the oldest sister?
With one fucking bathroom. Imagine that life. Exactly, right?
It's awful.
And my youngest sister, Mary, when she was a baby, I don't know if I've ever even told you this story. I probably have. She always liked when I bounced her on my knee.
Sounds familiar.
She'd like crack up. And I was doing it one day and I was just bouncing her higher and higher because she was just laughing higher, like more and more. And there was a dresser right next to us. And accidentally bounced a little too high. It's a little too high.
Okay.
And she wasn't balanced. She had a big fucking head. You know what I mean? So it's like boom, 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 shaking around and shit like a bobblehead. And it smoked on the dresser. Pretty good. Like she had to get stitches.
Jesus.
She was, I don't even think she was 1 year old yet.
What the fuck?
Like I hit her head and she like, you know when babies hold their breath too long and like you gotta blow in their face to make them breathe again?
No.
You don't know any of these little baby perks and shit?
That sounds awful.
Sometimes babies, like if they get a shot, they'll hold their breath for a while. Like it freaks me out. Like I'll be like, breathe, motherfucker.
Is this a serious thing? Is this a normal thing?
I don't know. Maybe it was just child abuse in my life. But she fucking smoked her head off the dresser, and my mom grabbed her, panicked, rushed her to the hospital, and I don't think I've ever felt more guilty about something.
I would imagine so. Jesus.
But the crazy thing is I completely forgot about that. I like took that out of my memory, and it was about like 2 years ago or a year ago. Somebody brought it up. My mom or my sister Zena. Somebody brought it up, and they're like, "Do you remember when you gave Mary stitches?" I was like, I never gave any of my sisters stitches. What are you talking about? And they all looked at me like I was batshit crazy. And like the more they argued with me, because I was like so anti, I'm like I was never fucking hit their head off.
Never happened.
The more they argued, like slowly the memories came back
coming to you.
And I was like, Jesus, I did do that. Now I remember it clear as fucking day.
What if you never did it, dude?
If I never did it,
what if they were fucking with you?
Then they're fucking geniuses, and I fell for it.
That's incredible. Our minds are weird, very weird. I don't get it personally.
I think people overthink too much with their minds.
People overthink too much with their minds?
Yeah, I think you got to think with your dick more. You didn't expect that, did you?
Nope.
Oh, man. But for real, though.
It is weird, though. Like, just the way we do overthink things a lot.
I overthink things a lot in general. Like, personally, like, if I, for example, like at work, if there's something bothering me as far as somebody's work ethic or how much I'm getting paid, or do I think I should be taking on this extra work? And you have those little mental battles in your head, like, this is fucking bullshit. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And the more you think about it, the worse you feel. And like
you start to feel bad, and then you start to feel bad about feeling bad.
Right. And all you have to do is just voice your opinion real quick, talk to whoever needs to be told, and then that anxiety goes away.
Right, you're done.
Because then you know the answer. Like, if you want to raise and you're getting all fucking weirded out because you're afraid to talk to your boss,
then talk to your boss.
Yeah, if you talk to your boss, then you know you gotta fucking You're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. But then at least you know, instead of just sitting there every day getting pissed off, more and more frustrated because you think, man, I deserve more for what the shit I do.
Yeah.
And
you know that in the J. Cole song, there's that, in the new album, KOD, there was the chick who's saying, sometimes I feel like pain is just a lack of understanding.
yeah.
I feel like that's a kind of a big deal. Like, if there's uncertainty with anything, there's a lot of anxiety that comes with that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of pain. Like, if something happens to you and you don't really know why, that's going to hurt you way more than if you knew all the reasons.
Are you talking like getting punched in the face you're not expecting?
I'm talking about emotional pain, not physical pain.
What's an example of like
someone breaks up with you and you're thinking like, what the fuck? Why did they do that? Am I not likable? Are they cheating on me? They find someone better? If you just knew like straight up the exact facts, maybe they just don't like you. Yeah, absolutely. It'll hurt a lot less.
That's true. In that book that I've listened to that you're reading now, The Simple Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
The subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Simple. Maybe it's subtle. I think
it's subtle. 100%.
Anyways, there was a chapter on there where he's talking about how he was broken up with his girlfriend and was like devastated because he got cheated on. And at the time he thought it was 100% her fault and he's the victim and it's the worst thing ever. And then as he like got over it, he realized like, well, maybe I wasn't the best boyfriend. Like maybe there was a reason why she cheated. And also at the same time, maybe we just weren't meant to be together. Maybe she had different goals and different like desires, and shit just happens, right? You know, and it's a positive thing because if someone's gonna cheat on you, you don't want to be be for longer than what you already were.
It's so easy to cling to something that's obviously negative just because you remember positive things about it, or maybe you're scared about losing it.
That's
the only
true.
positive thing maybe you have.
That's how I was with my first heartbreak.
I remember that was a rough time.
I remember like just the only good parts. That's it. But in hindsight, now that I'm over that bitch, like it was like, what the fuck was I even thinking? Like that bitch wasn't shit.
You just liked Asians.
I did like Asians. I had my Asian sensation. That little moment.
That's funny.
You move to Ann Arbor and you're straight. You got to have a goal of hitting an Asian. Not like
Jesus,
not
dude.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna report you to police like right now. This is evidence.
Like sexual intercourse.
It's still evidence, I think,
of an Asian. You know. You got to. It's a bucket list thing.
I don't agree with that.
No?
No.
That's because you never lived in Ann Arbor.
I also... I won't say anything.
What are you going to say?
Not a big fan of Asians. That's a fucked up thing to say. I just mean I'm not particularly more attracted to them than most girls.
I want to say I'm more attracted.
I would. You were pining for him.
I wanted...
You're like, oh, look at that girl. I was like, dude.
I wanted to get that off my bucket list, bro.
Like generic Asian girl.
Anyways.
What were we talking about?
Heartbreaks and the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Yeah. Just the brain in general is a weird thing, I think. Also in that book was the comment that's stuck with me lately is that you are whatever you choose to struggle for. Mm-hmm. So like if you're trying to climb a mountain, and your only goal is just to get to the top, right? I think it'll be really cool to get to the top.
What kind of mountain are we
Mount
talking?
Everest.
Oh, shit.
The big one.
Are we, like, going to do it Wim Hof style with no...
We're not doing it. I'm talking hypothetically.
No shirts, no shoes?
That sounds awful.
He's, like, 7 years old.
Have you seen, like, pictures of the dead bodies that are up there?
Are they still up there?
Yes.
No.
They're perfectly preserved. They are definitely...
They have to be taken down, dude.
I don't think so. Who's going to take them down? The Mount Everest police that climb up there regularly? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what...
Well, regardless, there are a shit ton of pictures of just the bodies perfectly preserved there, and it's unsettling.
Would you climb Mount Everest?
No! And here's why. If you want to climb Mount Everest, you have to have a clear goal. And the goal can't just be, I think it'll be pretty cool to get to the top. I think all my friends will really like to see the pictures of me at the top of Mount Everest.
Sure.
Because when you're climbing the mountain, it's going to fucking suck. Mm-hmm. If you don't like climbing mountains, you're not going to enjoy yourself.
That's true.
So what you need to do is struggle through something, climb a mountain that you want to climb.
That's like people who want to be famous.
Right.
Or people who want to be a rock star or a professional fighter because they think it'd be so cool to do so. But they don't realize how much hard work it takes to become a fighter or to become a rock star.
Learning a chord of a guitar is actually fucking shitty.
Yeah, it takes a long fucking time. And you gotta be disciplined, you gotta be passionate about it, and you gotta just work at it hours and hours and hours. And the same thing with fighting. Like, you think that you're like, oh, I'll be a badass fighter.
Look at my muscles.
Yeah.
You see this could
That's
destroy
like
a person.
me, my first day in fucking jiu-jitsu.
I bet you did walk into there like, okay, I'm about to show these motherfuckers.
No, I didn't. I walked in there.
You spooked?
I was nervous as shit. I was getting that like little anxiety feeling. And I walked in and I was like, okay, this is only supposed to be like a one-on-one training session because that's what they do when they intro you. And he's like, well, the class started. You want to just join? Like, go jump into class? I was like,
People at these kind of MMA gyms are super goddamn nice and generous.
They are super nice, dude. They're all nerdy as fuck. Either that or you can tell that they're got like a rough edge to them, but they're not going to disrespect their senseis and disrespect where they train and shit. So they're always nice and they're always willing to help.
There's a big amount of respect in those gyms, for sure.
Right. There's some people that will like, no, choke you out though. Don't get me wrong. Like when you're rolling, there's some people that roll.
Have I ever told you that I was an avid karate practitioner when I was younger? I was a little Steve Wonder Boy Thompson.
No, but I seen you do one cardio kickboxing class and me and you almost died.
It was hard, okay? I was like halfway through. I was done. I was out of energy. I continuously kept going to the water.
You texted me like 6 hours later saying your heart rate was still crazy high.
It was super high, and I was worried. I took a nap for like 2 hours, and I woke up and my heart rate was still in the 200s. I was like, well, I think I'm going to die.
It's a crazy workout.
Anyway, so back to karate.
Back to your Wonder Boy bullshit. Let's go.
I just really, really, really wanted to do karate. Don't remember why. Don't ask me. But I did it with my best friend at the time. I think his name was Colin. I don't even remember. I was in like second grade.
Did he go to our high school?
No, he went to my elementary school. And then he moved.
Polk?
I didn't go to Polk. I went to Madison. Anyways, so I went to karate. I believe I got up to a yellow belt.
What is that?
That's the second level.
Okay.
And then there was this time I was sitting next to my friend. We were meditating. That's a thing that we did. We all sat down. I think it was before we even started doing the exercises and shit.
That's a good practice for children.
Oh, absolutely. But I farted. So you can imagine me
laugh?
And my second grade friend, we just started busting laughing. We could not contain ourselves whatsoever. And then this one kid who was like 3 lines ahead of us, closer to the instructor. There's a lot of kids in here. He fucking stood up. He was like, "Those guys are laughing." We were like, "What the fuck, kid?"
Little snitch.
And never went again.
Seriously?
Yep, that was the end of karate for me.
That stopped you?
That stopped me. I was so embarrassed. I never wanted to do anything like with a group ever again. That's probably why I'm so introverted. Just that one experience when I think about it.
I'm trying to think of like, I know I've had some embarrassing moments where I'm like, okay, I'm never going there again.
You probably just blocked out of your mind, similar to the part where you almost murdered your baby sister.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Like I said, I'm reporting you for that.
I can only think of, I told this story in the podcast before, but nobody listens to it, so I'll say it again. When I was at Kroger.
I remember this one. This is a good one.
I first got my license, so I was like eager to fucking drive anywhere. Like, Dad, you need anything from groceries? Like,
you just wanted to go places?
Like, yeah, and I was like, I'll go. And he gave me a little grocery list, so I went out there. And at the time, I was super, super insecure, and I was super, super shy, and I was 100 pounds heavier. You know, it was like a completely different Nick. And I had anxiety just walking through the grocery store. If people looked at me, I'd immediately look down. I start sweating. Like, it was bad, dude. And
I get it.
I got everything that I needed in the cart, and I go to check out.
Where does check out?
I almost said cash out. I wanted to check out. And you know how some aisles are small? Like, you only fit the cart in, and then you gotta, like, the logical thing to do is to go in first, and then pull the cart in behind you. I went in and realized I was stuck, because there was people behind me, and there was people in front of me, so I couldn't, like, back out to go back in first and pull the cart behind me.
You could have pushed the cart past the aisle and then walked behind it and then turned around.
Sure, but who does that? I didn't think about that in my head.
People of your size.
When that happened, when I was thinking, oh shit, what do? I try to like scoot it all the way over to the aisle.
You just wanted to solve the problem as quick as possible.
Yeah, I tried to scoot all the way over to the belt and like sneak past where that candy was. Could not fit. So I was like, okay, I'll just fucking wing it, because the cashier bitch, she was
waiting for you.
She was waiting for me, and she was one of those miserable bitches. Like she had all kinds of makeup on, like she dialed herself up, and she looked like she was miserable at her job, and she felt like she was better than her job. And better than the people there. And like you could tell that she was just
not wanting to be there.
And she was sassy with people. And she was like a bully just to be a bully.
No.
Like she was always a bitch to me, and I think it's because she knew how insecure I was, and it like made her better. Or made her feel better, because she's a bully and she's insecure about herself, you know what I mean?
Damn, okay.
And I was trying to put everything on the aisle. I got everything on there besides 2 2-liter bottles.
Really far away.
And I couldn't reach them because I have short arms, and I was not flexible or durable at all at the time to like reach down and grab them. I was trying to like lift the fucking cart up to have it roll down and get a little momentum. So roll down and roll up a little bit so I could grab it, but it just wouldn't work. So I'm just sitting there like a retard trying to lift up the cart, and the pop bottles are going back and forth, and she's just watching me with like no expression. And the people are behind me are waiting, and they're being quiet because they see like this is embarrassing for the guy. And I just like went in full panic mode. I was like, my face was beat red. I was sweating. I didn't even say anything. And then the cashier that was to the right of me turned around because of all the commotion.
I bet.
She just like gingerly like grabbed the pop bottles, looked at me, put them on the aisle, and then went back to her job. I didn't go back to that Kroger for months.
I'm getting some secondhand cringe here for sure. Yikes.
But it's a fun story now, so fuck it.
Stuff that definitely defines you as a person. You're definitely built tougher now because of that.
It's good experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, brains are weird.
Yeah, so anyways, fuck all that brain talk.
Seriously.
I woke up today at 5 a.m.
Don't go into this yet.
Come on.
Not yet. You know we save MMA for the last. Not yet, man.
Fine.
I woke up today.
If you're talking about what I want to talk about, I'm gonna whip this Iron Man toy at your fucking head.
Why are you holding Iron Man?
I'm just ready, dude.
I got my Hulkbuster.
Fuck your Hulkbuster.
That's not nanotech Iron Man. That's basic ass Iron Man.
This is
Hulkbuster
metal.
Beats Iron Man.
It's a metal toy, and I don't care about this.
My metal toy is bigger because it's Hulkbuster.
I will throw it harder and a faster velocity at your forehead.
It's not about
you got a big
speed.
ass. You got a big ass
I'll
forehead.
throw it accurately.
You're gonna miss because
What?
I have a smaller forehead than you. I have a bigger area to aim.
I hate you.
You understand me? You're gonna be bald in like 2 years. Don't be talking shit.
What the fuck? Done with this podcast. Cross the line.
Okay, good. I could talk about
No.
somebody fighting.
You guys are so lucky that I saved you from that. Anyway, so I woke up today at like 5:30. Unfortunately, didn't even want to.
Why'd you wake up so early?
I honestly don't know. Well, I have like 4 alarms that get me up in the morning. One at 5:30 to kind of break my REM cycle, and then I go back to sleep because that's refreshing. And
Is
then
that a thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you're way more tired when you break your REM cycle.
I feel like I only have one alarm. It goes off and I force myself to get up and I go. Sometimes I wake up refreshed. Sometimes I wake up tired as fuck. But by the time I get in the shower, I wake up.
It's determined by whether or not you're in your REM cycle.
Sure.
So if you break it like an hour ahead of time before you're supposed to go to sleep, presumably, if it works for you, you'll be more energized when you do wake up. So I have a 5:30 alarm, I have a 6:20 alarm, then a 6:30 alarm, and then an emergency 6:40 alarm if I'm feeling a little spicy. So at 5:30, my alarm goes off. I'm like, well, back to sleep. I had no reason to get up.
When you are like, you have your own house with your own girl and shit,
Yeah.
those alarms ain't gonna fly.
Why not?
She's gonna be pissed at you.
Man.
If you wake her up with 4 different fucking alarms before you wake up, I'm just saying.
Girl, if there's anyone who needs to wake up at like 5:30, hit me up. I need you. So I wake up at like 5:30. I couldn't go back to sleep at all. For some reason, I had a rush of energy. I legitimately have no idea why.
Maybe you woke up right as your REM cycle ended.
Might be. That's a good idea, Nick. Look at you learning on the fly.
You fucked up.
Oh, I guess so. So anyway, I did what anyone would do. I went on my computer, started browsing the internet. I'm about to nerd out on you a little quick, because...
A little quick.
Okay. I saw a World of Warcraft cinematic. And holy shit! I about creamed my jeans. I wasn't wearing jeans at the time because I just woke up, obviously. But, metaphorical sense. Anyway, so there's a new expansion coming out for World of Warcraft. Okay. And there's a new cinematic that came out for it that turned the story completely upside down.
What's the story?
Not completely upside down. All right.
Brief rundown of the story, because I don't know dick about the story.
I know that. You used to play World of Warcraft, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
How much would you play? Give like a rough estimate.
Of like... what are you talking about? Like how many hours a day? When did I play?
How many hours total would you say you played?
I have no fucking clue.
Okay. Just give me some kind of rough estimation of how much you played.
I only played on the weekends when I was younger for like a couple years, and it was not a lot. I only played because my cousin that I grew up with was balls deep in World of Warcraft, and I wanted to just play with them. That didn't come out right. And and I would just rush through shit. Like I never played it by myself and listen to the quest or like listen to the storyline. I always skipped all the videos because I was trying so hard to catch up to him because he was maxed. So what he was doing was like the 2v2 PVM shit, and I was our PvP, and I was like, oh, this is fun because that's the shit I did on RuneScape. I love PKing and shit, and I wanted to get my character up. Like he's okay. Like the first thing I did was make a level 19 rogue because you can have like a peer, I guess you call them, like a 19. That's the max you could fight in the 1 through 20 thing.
Yeah. So you would just beef yourself up at that low
Yeah,
level.
and I got my engineering up super high, so I could have like bombs and shit. I was a fucking dog with that.
Nice.
And well, that's pretty much it. The highest I ever got in World of Warcraft was like in the 40s or maybe 50s. Until
level 90.
Yeah, but by then I'm saying like legit, just from like 1 to level 50.
Gotcha.
And then like my level 60s or 70s or 80s or 90s, that was from like, here, buy your membership back and you get a free 90 or like
really?
a free 70.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'd just get that. And then I'd play on that main account for a little bit. And then I'd get bored. And then I'd stop playing.
That makes sense. That is kind of what WoW was. It was basically just run around, accept your quest, kill some shit, and collect its ass, and then deliver it back to the person who gave you the quest, and then you're done.
I think the reason why I never enjoyed it was because when I played RuneScape, you're always talking to people on RuneScape constantly. That's like one of the main portions of the game was communicating with other people. As far as like, because the majority of the things that you needed, you bought in the Grand Exchange. And I don't think you buy shit as much as you do
You absolutely
in WoW.
There's a
compared to
huge
RuneScape.
economy in there. There's like forums dedicated to the stocks.
Isn't
and
it
the
only
balances.
just for like the people that are like high at the top though? Because you need like a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, but
In RuneScape, you could, okay, I need this quest item. Okay, I want to go to a Grand Exchange and buy. Like any noob knows how to do that shit. And you're always, like, I was always talking. That was my main thing because I was always fucking PKing and I talk shit while I'm fighting. And I try to get in their heads, and half the time I die because I'm typing.
I'm starting to see this is where your attitude towards people has come from. Just talking shit left and
In
right.
World of Warcraft, people like never talk. People are always like so set and doing their quests and shit.
That's not true. I guess it depends on how you play. Like I'm in a guild right now, just a big collection of people.
I was never in a
They
guild.
talk all the time. Kind of annoying, honestly.
So what's this trailer?
So let me start from the top. So with this new expansion that's coming out, Blizzard, the creators of WoW, have really changed the way WoW works so that it's not the way that you were experiencing it before, just running around doing meaningless shit for meaningless people.
Trying to copy RuneScape, bro?
No, they're implementing the story to all the quests, and there's in-game cinematics, like with your character.
That's cool.
And all the cinematics are like getting to a quality where it's like you're watching a fucking movie or playing like a big RPG like Legend of Zelda or something.
Graphics are fucking ridiculous now.
Absolutely.
Speaking, but we can go back on your story, or else I'm gonna go on a tangent.
For another day. Yeah, no tangents, please. In fact, don't say anything until I'm done with this little rundown because, like I said at the start of this mini segment, I'm about to nerd out on you real big time.
Hurry up, man.
All right, so in Warcraft 3, there was this guy, Prince Arthas. Do you know that name at all?
Nope.
The former Lich King.
I know the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King.
That is one of the expansions. Yes, that's where he came back.
What kind of character is he? Is he a night elf?
He was a human. He was the Prince of the Alliance, Prince of Lordaeron.
The prince that was promised.
Kind of. But he got corrupted. Corrupted by a demon, so he became...
So he's the chosen one. He's the Anakin Skywalker.
He's definitely a tragic hero.
Okay.
Almost exactly like an Anakin Skywalker. I told you not to talk, but whatever. This is fine.
Hey, fuck you! You can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Anyways, so Arthas gets corrupted. He turns into the Lich King, which is like this undead ruler of just a shit ton of zombies. And then...
So he's the Night King.
Basically, yeah.
There you
That's
go.
almost exactly what he is. He's frozen, all that shit.
That's dope.
He corrupts this night elf called Sylvanas Windrunner.
That's a sweet name.
It is. She's always been a sweet character.
Sylvanas?
Sylvanas.
I might name a daughter Sylvanas.
She is the leader of all the zombies.
So I think I like unique names. All my kids are gonna be some random.
Everyone likes fucking
name.
unique names.
I say that, then my son's gonna be Nick.
Nick Jr.
No, they're gonna be fucking picking on him.
I would. Anyway, so Sylvanas Windrunner gets killed by Arthas. She was formerly one of the leaders of the Night Elves, and then she got killed, and she was
By the Lich King?
Yeah, she was causing so much trouble for the Lich King that he turned her into a banshee, which is just like this undead spirit almost. He didn't let her die. He forced her to stay on the earth. And so she got like full of spite, and she became leader for the Horde, which is like the evil side of things. You have the Alliance and the Horde.
Is that not with the Lich King?
No, the Lich King was kind of like a neutral, and he just wanted to kill everything, everywhere.
So like in Halo, you got the humans, and then you got the Covenant, and then you got the Flood.
Yeah,
And the Flood
they're
is just
basically
like
the Flood,
okay.
mindless, just a mindless wave. Think Mongols.
Got so Flood.
Yeah. So she became the leader for the Horde, which is what she is now. She's the war chief. She leads all the races, all the Horde races, and she's been on this path where, since she's a banshee, evil. She does some evil things. And there are a lot of Horde players, human players, on that side that are not comfortable with decisions she's making. For example, most recently...
Human Horde players?
I should say, when I say human, I mean people.
Like
people
real life people?
People controlling the players, yeah. They're on the Horde.
So they're not agreeing with what the computer.
They don't agree with the story that Blizzard has chosen for
okay.
Sylvanas.
Okay.
She burned down the home of the Night Elves.
Is that bad?
That's very bad. She's formerly a Night Elf. It was completely like out of character, uncalled for. It just didn't make a ton of sense writing-wise, so people were fucking up in arms, calling the writers shitheads, sending death threats to them. It was honestly ridiculous.
More scary than a fucking angry nerd.
I know, right? An angry nerd on Twitter.
They have like the most power nowadays. All you need is a blog post.
It's true.
Or the right tweet.
Just look at James Gunn.
Your ass is gone.
Look at James Gunn. It's fucking ridiculous. So anyways, that happened. All the Horde players were super upset. They were like, not my war chief. All that kind of shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I was honestly not agreeing with it. I was fine with Sylvanas, what Sylvanas was doing, because she's been through a lot of shit in her time. She's like, Warcraft 3 is when she made her appearance. Up till now, that's a lot of fucking time.
Oh, so those are the Warcraft series is connected? The characters are?
Yeah, the story has been continuously going this entire fucking time. But it's just only like now in the past couple expansions that they've been
that's dope.
Really bringing it in. And that's what I mean. It's like, it's not just about running around completing these quests. There's this overarching story. And what happened today, like 5:30, there was a cinematic that no one expected. It was like super good quality too. This could be a movie.
Okay.
It's called Old Soldier. It follows this orc named Sourfang, who is also in Warcraft 3.
What's his name?
Sourfang.
Why?
What do you mean why? That's just his name.
Is he like just like an angry, salty character and he has like a fang?
All orcs have fangs.
So they call him like, you're a sour fang. You're being a sour
That's not
fang.
his nickname. That's his name. S-A-U-R Fang.
Orcs have retarded names.
You have a retarded name. Marchwinski. What does that even mean?
It's Polish, bro.
You win ski events in
The
March?
Polish way to pronounce it is Marfinski. Thank you very much.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm calling you that all the time now.
I like it.
Marfinski. Sounds ridiculous.
Go back
anyway,
on sour fang bullshit.
Sourfang here has been in the game since Warcraft 3, just like Sylvanas.
Is he a bad guy?
He's on the Horde.
Okay.
He's an orc.
Are there like good, bad people?
Yeah.
Are they like
What?
or like there's Venoms? Or
One of
like
the big
a
reasons.
Punisher?
One of the big reasons everyone was upset about what Sylvanas did is because they were promising that the Horde would be morally gray, kind of like a Punisher, like an anti-hero. And then they just sent Sylvanas full evil. Like, look at this, she's burning down one of your homes. Isn't it great?
Which reminds me of my Dungeons and Dragons character. I
Yeah, just a big dick. You're right. And so Sourfang in this cinematic, he's got this attachment to his son who died a long time ago, and then he's about to fight alongside Sylvanas, and he wanted no part of it. So he was like representing what the Horde players were feeling. Mm-hmm. Granted, this was a cinematic that has to be made well in advance. So Blizzard had to anticipate the outrage that would happen with Sylvanas.
You really think it takes that long to make an animation thing?
This was made well before anything that they've released about the expansion. Absolutely.
Okay.
Anyways, so this guy, Sourfang, decides to almost go throw his life away because he's this war-focused, honor-bound, think like a Japanese soldier. If you don't,
like a samurai?
Yeah. So if they don't die in glory, it's considered dishonorable.
Yeah, he ain't gonna go to Valhalla.
That's Vikings. But anyways,
it's connected.
It's not at all. Vikings and samurai
Same kind of heaven.
and orcs.
Same shit, different diaper. You know what I'm saying?
That is not a saying.
It's 1,000% a thing.
I don't believe you. So anyways, I actually don't even remember where I was going with that. So
He sacrifices himself or something?
He was about to, and then he gets persuaded by this young kid whose father died. So
how was he going to sacrifice himself?
There was an army that was marching on him, and he was just going to walk into him and start fighting.
Okay, that sounds stupid.
It is stupid. He just wanted to die. Literally, it's literally suicide.
Okay,
but at least he kills some enemies on the way, and it's honorable.
It's going out a fun way, though. You can
fun,
dude. I think about that all the time when I watch Game of Thrones and they're fighting in the wars, and you think,
it looks so fun.
They look happy as fuck, and they're excited that they're going into a fight. And you think about it, like that's probably the biggest adrenaline dump you could possibly ever have is going into a war.
Oh, absolutely.
With fucking swords and shit, and you're probably not gonna feel shit at all.
Yeah, the adrenaline's going way too fast.
Yeah.
You'll realize
if you're gonna die,
cut.
I mean, back in the day when every way you die is pretty shitty.
True.
Like that might be a good way to go.
I mean, I guess so. Maybe that's how it originally started. But everyone was dying from like disease and shit because they had no medicine. They're like, no, it's better than this. Just go kill people. And if they kill us, at least we don't have to deal with the shitty life.
So this kid stopped him.
Kid stopped him. There was a very, very emotional scene that happened in this cinematic.
He's like, don't kill yourself, bro.
Live another day.
I wish you would step up off that ledge.
Wish you would step up off that ledge, my friend.
That was not an invitation to sing.
I thought it was.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, so there was a big heroic moment that happened between these two, and Sour Fang does a big roar, and everyone's like,
Oh shit.
my war chief. Hashtag my war chief. So this guy is apparently going to be the one that replaces Sylvanas. This is going to be the morally gray compass that Blizzard promised. You got an orc who's trying to stay true to the honorable ways of the Horde versus this forsaken Banshee queen who just wants to literally murder everything.
They're gonna fight?
Probably. There's like a trial by combat basically that happens between war chiefs optionally.
shit.
I forget what it's called, Maktar or something.
Is she gonna fuck him up though 1-on-1?
She might be. I've always been a huge fan of Sylvanas, but mostly just because she's hot. Can't deny it.
I never had like a character out loud that I thought was
Seriously? You never had a crush on a fictional character you're out of your mind?
No, but I did have. Well, slow your roll. I never said that. I did have RuneScape girlfriends.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
RuneScape?
You want to tell me about your World of Warcraft girlfriend?
There's at least way more polygons to the characters.
You were gonna
RuneScape characters are like literally just bricks.
You were gonna marry that bitch.
What?
You were like telling me a story about how much you like this chick, and you're lying about your fucking age. Don't act like you don't remember this shit. I remember you telling me this shit.
This is a completely different story.
You're like, I'm 16, because she was like, oh, I'm 17.
I said I was 21.
Yeah, how old were you, dong?
14. She believed me. I was very mature for my age.
You think that she was fucking however old she was?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why does that make you? What makes you think that?
She sent me a picture.
A picture that she found on Google Images or something?
I did reverse Google image search. So, gotcha.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, that's actually all I had about it. It's really interesting.
When is it coming out?
August 14th.
Oh, that's close.
Battle for Azeroth, yeah. That's like next Tuesday, I think.
So what's the max level now? 100?
120.
What?
Yeah.
They go from 90 to 120?
You've missed a lot of shit, dude.
What's the max level now?
120.
Not before the expansion.
110. And before that, 100.
Okay, so it's going up. It's still going up in increments of 10.
It goes by 10 every expansion.
That's what I was insinuating.
So there's been like 3 expansions that you've missed now. And they're all been hugely story related. So
The last expansion I can remember was when the monks came out.
yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, anyways, you know how I brought up Halo earlier? It's like, oh, like Halo, the people and the Covenant and the Flood?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I gotta play something.
I hear clicking. What does that sound?
It's music to my ears.
It's literally music, yes.
It's like literally the best music.
Not true.
Oh, that's down. Let me turn this up a little bit. Just get this mic over here.
Is it literally just the music?
It's the best theme ever!
I'm sorry, everyone.
You know why I'm playing this theme?
Why are you playing?
Do you know why I'm playing this theme, Dalton?
I don't even want to know, to be frank.
Listen to
I do like the drums. Can you stop? It's pretty cool music. I wouldn't say it's the best music, like, of all music. That's absurd.
Sam, my girlfriend,
Yes.
says she loves this music because she was, a fucking nerd. She played the Trello, the big ass fucking. Anyways.
The Trello?
Yeah.
That is an online website where you do scheduling.
Is that an instrument?
No. There's an instrument called a Trello. It's certainly not like a brass instrument or anything.
What did she play then?
I don't know what your girlfriend played when she was younger.
It's the big one. That's not a fucking
Tuba?
It's not a tuba.
Trombone.
No. It's a weird fucking flute looking thing. There's like a bunch of little metal things in the middle. I don't fucking
Clarinet?
know. No. Anyways.
I'm convinced.
You ruined my invitation to the Halo series, okay?
You're welcome,
You
everybody.
fucking ruined it.
Just tell us about it, damn you.
Showtime.
What?
It's coming out with a new TV show.
Anthony Pettis?
Yes. He's probably in it
Good
somehow.
on him.
A new TV show.
Uh-huh.
Game of Thrones level production. Lots of money going into this. They're trying to compete with,
Showtime?
Yes, Showtime.
What other shows does Showtime have?
Don't they have Power?
No, that's Stars.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me these questions?
I was assuming you did some research, but you're not an
expert.
You're not a professional or anything. You don't do research.
They're making a Halo TV series. Fucking finally.
Oh, man.
On a production level of Game of Thrones. Think about that for a second.
Halo does kind of have a super big universe of like world building wise.
There's a lot of planets for sure.
Yeah.
Can you think of another TV show with aliens versus humans? There hasn't really been one.
What?
Like a TV series, a really good TV series, aliens versus humans.
There's one
Humans fighting for their life, they're not getting extinct and shit.
well, there's like Stargate,
Yeah,
Battlestar Galactica.
exactly. I rest my fucking case. You understand me?
There's one with Nathan Fillion. It was canceled after, was it 1 season or 2 seasons? Fuck, I don't remember.
Halo TV series
There's definitely a lot more
coming out.
humans in space TV shows. You
None
fucking
of them
fool.
on the level of Halo. Let's be real. For a second.
There's no Halo TV shows up to this point, so that's not even a comparison.
It's happening, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm not trying to fight it.
I can hear the hate
Just
in
tell
your
us
voice.
to describe it, man.
It's coming. It's going into production.
Enough metaphors. Just give me the descriptions.
Early 2019.
Okay.
So they don't have like an actual release date yet, but everyone's projecting either late 2019 or early 2020.
Okay.
So we still got a little bit.
Got a lot of it.
Yeah, and nobody has been casted yet. They're not telling anybody what the story is yet. But
surely it's following Master Chief, or at least
actually,
the
I don't know.
Spartans.
I think Master Chief will be in it, but I feel like they're gonna focus more on the
I feel like
humans and like the more than one character. Because Halo, you don't want to just focus on Master Chief. You gotta focus on all the side characters. You want to get attachments to them as well.
Definitely if they're comparing it to Game of Thrones,
Sure, exactly. And it's being produced by Steven Spielberg.
who hasn't been producing very good movies as of late.
Like what?
I don't know. I'll do some research. Keep
Yeah,
going.
go ahead. While you're hating on my fucking shit.
Sorry. You do it to me too. Go on.
It also has Kyle Keelan, who is with the show Awakes.
Kyle what?
Kyle Keelan?
Can you not say that like a pixie?
Kyle Keelan. And then Rupert Wyatt is going to direct as well.
I don't know any of these people.
The Rupert Wyatt directed the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the most recent one.
Ah, okay. Good movies.
Yeah. And what they're saying is Halo is our most ambitious series ever. And we expect audiences who have been anticipating it for years to be thoroughly rewarded. In the history of television, there simply has never been enough great science fiction. Boom! Told ya. And then I guess Kyle is writing the scripts, and he says the scripts are thrilling, expansive, and provocative. Rupert Wyatt is a wonderful world-building director, and their vision of Halo will enthrall fans of the game while also drawing the uninitiated into a world of complex characters that populate the unique universe. So I think basically they're going to not only focus on Master Chief because that's what all the Halo OG fans want.
Yeah.
They're going to focus on the story in general and all the other people involved to get just a regular fan base attached to it.
I think I did actually read a Halo book when I was younger.
Did you?
It completely followed the Spartans, and it was pretty cool. Spartans are awesome.
Did you ever play Halo ODST? Halo 3 ODST?
I played Halo 3. Briefly.
Halo 3 ODST was like a sub game before
Spin-off?
before Halo 4
Would you
came
say
out.
spin-off?
It was just a game that came out before Halo Reach, actually, just to give people something else to buy.
Would you call it possibly a spin-off?
Yes, it was a spinoff.
Thank you.
And the story was not with Master Chief at all. The story, you were a Spartan, and you're just trying to fight, and it shows how difficult a regular Spartan.
Well, even Spartans
they're
by
like-
themselves are fucking superhumans. They're like all 6'6" or something, right?
Yeah, going against elites that are like fucking 8 feet, super strength.
Yeah, aliens are OP.
Yeah, that game on Legendary was like one of the hardest storylines I've ever played, other than Halo Reach, because Halo Reach you had to play it by yourself to get the Legendary gamer score shit. Like you couldn't just say, all right, you're gonna go kill yourself a bunch of times, kill one person at a time, then I'll hide back and you can respawn by me. Like you couldn't do that shit in Halo Reach. Halo Reach, you had to fucking be calculated as shit.
Sure.
But anyways, this shit's gonna be on TV and I'm super fucking stoked. I'm guessing Master Chief's gonna be in it for sure. Cortana.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping Sergeant Johnson's in it.
Black dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that is fun. That guy's funny.
He is fucking funny. He motivates you too. Motherfucker
Yeah.
makes me want to jog or something.
Get up, you maggots.
And obviously like the Arbiter, I'm hoping he's in it.
The Arbiter's cool, dude. Remember
Do you
him?
know who he
Yep,
is?
He's like the good elite.
Yeah, he's like the gray area elite.
Yeah.
Kind of like your homeboy Orc that it probably doesn't agree with what the Covenant's doing and
Kind of
shit.
just wants the best for his people.
Yeah. And I'm also hoping that Flood's in this shit too.
I'm sure they will. That doesn't sound like a season 1 type thing though. I'm sure that'll be the season 2.
They're only writing 10 episodes as of right now.
They're
So
literally just copying Game of Thrones, aren't they?
I'm hoping that it's a super extreme success and
A super extreme?
yeah, super extreme. Not just extreme, super extreme.
Interesting.
So we can have like a multiple season Halo show. That's literally, this has been a good week for Nick Marchwinski as far as news goes. I've been playing Halo 3 still to this fucking day.
since you were like young and fat.
Yes. And now Halo Infinite's coming out. And how convenient that a Halo series is coming out. When does Halo Infinite come out? Do you know?
We talked about it in previous podcast episode. I don't think...
I'm hoping it's coming out around the same time. So it's like
2019. So.
Okay, awesome. Then you got the hype of the game and the TV show. So maybe the game will be more popular. And then Halo might come back on the masses.
That's one of the reasons I thought it would be focused on Master Chief, because as we spoke on that podcast episode, the new Halo game that was announced at E3 is going to be mostly focused on Master Chief.
Good.
Because fans have been like complaining that they've taken the story away from him.
They probably did. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I last Halo game I played was Halo Reach. I played Halo 4 for a little bit, but I don't think I ever played the story. And I didn't play it a lot. Like, I just, in general, I didn't like the multiplayer on
Also, there's Halo 5, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I didn't play one game of Halo 5 yet.
So that's interesting. Do you know, I'm going to take a little slightly off topic. Do you know about The Witcher?
I've heard of the game. It's a PS4 game, right?
It's on all platforms. The Witcher 3 came out like 2016, I want to say. Like one of the best RPGs probably ever, honestly.
You never even brought it up ever, and now you're saying it's the best
RPG
ever.
I try not to bring up nerdy stuff to you in the podcast because
I make fun of you?
Yeah, you make fun of me. No one else cares. It's like I'm talking to myself and getting made fun of for it. So yeah, give me some insecurities, man. So anyway, Witcher 3 is like one of the best RPGs ever, and it is getting a Netflix series.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. Oh shit.
That was announced a while ago, and I don't know if they've started casting or anything yet. But
bet you Halo.
I bet you the Witcher TV show will do better than the Halo TV show.
How much you want bet? And how are we gonna figure out which one's better?
I don't know.
Because there's gonna be more people on Netflix than there are on fucking Showtime.
True.
Let's go by the Rotten Tomato rating. That sounds fair to me.
Let me see. I don't know how Rotten Tomatoes judges TV shows, to be frank.
What's a good TV show? Put on Game of Thrones.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Game of Thrones, Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm gonna do Sons of Anarchy.
There you go. That's comparable.
Sons of Anarchy, Rotten Tomatoes. It better be good, because Sons of Anarchy is one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Critics' consensus: bloody action, extreme power plays.
What's Game of Thrones?
I don't know. It's loading. What's
Sons of Anarchy? The fans got that bitch at 92%, and then Rotten Tomato has it at 89%.
Both say
99. Oh, I was gonna say it better be
94. Game of Thrones isn't like the perfect show. It's just really fucking good.
It's the perfect show. Let's be real here.
It's not the perfect show.
Let's be real for a second. Game of Thrones is the best TV show of all time.
True.
And I don't think any other TV show comes close.
True. But it's not perfect.
What's not perfect about it?
There are some lulls in some certain seasons. Season 5 in particular drags a little bit.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. You don't even remember.
You could ask me any fucking season. I'd be like, what happened in that season?
That's true. I honestly don't know. I've only seen the show like 6 times. What do you expect me to do, man? Come on. So anyways, yes, let's make that bet like right now.
What's the bet going to be, though?
I bet... I don't know. I don't want to bet money. That's boring.
I want to make it interesting.
If you win, I will play every single Halo game start to finish, story mode.
I'm legendary with me.
Sure. If I win, you have to play every single Witcher game on PC, start to finish.
You gonna buy the Witcher games for me?
No!
I gotta buy them?
Yes.
That's bullshit. You got Halo Master Chief Collection. You got Halo 1 through fucking 4 on there.
Okay, you can use mine then. I didn't even think about that. You can use my copies of the game.
All right, I'm cool with that bet. I was gonna say if I win, you have to go to a fucking club and talk to 15 women.
What the fuck? Why does it always go to that with you, man?
I feel like it'd be so awkward for you, but I feel like it'd be a good learning experience for you, and it'd be entertaining for me. So it's a win-win-win.
There's more life than bitches. You know,
it's a win-win-win. Michael Scott style.
I hate you. So yeah, that is exciting, honestly. Halo TV show. I feel like it'd be better suited for like a movie series, but whatever.
I don't know. You can't really, like, if you're gonna make a movie about Halo, you can't have all the Halo story in it. It'd have to be like the intro.
Is all the Halo story that interesting though?
Yes.
I feel like you could focus on Master Chief and then Spartans and then
the first movie would be Halo or Master Chief's
story,
his upbringing and shit. Yeah. And then the second one would probably be like introducing the Flood in the mix and maybe the Arbiter, and then the third one would probably be like Halo 3.
Right. Just like a full out war, right?
Sure.
Yeah. That sounds perfectly reasonable.
I'd much rather have it on a TV series, though.
I'm sure you do, because they're just comparing it to Game of Thrones, and that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Can you imagine?
Take any series, talk about Star Wars. What if they made a Game of Thrones style TV show out of Star Wars?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Only if it's about the Clone Wars.
Can be about literally anything. That would be incredible.
I agree, it'd be incredible. But if you're talking Game of Thrones-esque, I'm thinking like big wars.
Yeah.
And if the Clone Wars isn't about it, like what other wars would there be?
There's Wars of the Old Republic.
Were there Wars of the Old Republic as far as like a bunch of people in wars, or was it just like the Jedi and the Sith going at it? I legitimately don't know.
Both. The Sith had their own soldiers that they would throw at the Jedi. There was a remarkable amount of Jedi at the time.
Yeah, but they didn't have a lot of army people, is what I'm saying. They just had
Sure
Jedi.
they did. Yeah.
Who?
What do you mean who?
They didn't have like
They were
clones.
troopers. They were definitely troopers.
Are you sure?
Yes. I've played Star Wars The Old Republic. That goes deeply in depth. Deeply.
No.
The depth is deep.
I think you might be retarded, bro.
Anyways. Next.
Can I talk about what I want to talk about now?
That was pretty long. What? That was what you want to talk about.
I want to talk about more of what I want to talk about.
I thought that was the thing that you woke up to this morning.
No, what I woke up to this morning was got up at 5 a.m. Turn on the shower. Sometimes I like have to piss really bad, so I'll open up the shower and then I'll turn it on. And while I'm waiting for it to warm up, I'll Superman it. Like I'll put my hands on my hips and I'll just piss in the shower.
You're like Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. I'm peeing in the shower once their parents are all gone.
I don't remember that at all.
A shit memory. But you were the retard from
this
the show.
time,
Sheen.
I wasn't Supermaning it. I was pissing and I had my phone out.
Ah,
And I put on
game changer.
I opened up Instagram, and the first thing I seen on Instagram was Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier.
Fucking.
November 3rd. UFC 230.
I'm starting to think maybe the reason I could not fall back asleep is because you were radiating so much excitement and energy that it was somehow reaching me.
I woke Sam up.
Of course she did.
She didn't get home till she got home pretty early, but she sleeps till like 8 o'clock because she works late.
Yeah.
And I work early, so I go to bed early. But I seen that news. I took a shower. I'm like reading shit while I'm showering real quick. I get out of the shower. The first thing I do is I fucking like jumped on Sam. And like she hates when I do that shit.
Yeah.
Like hates it.
No person, especially a woman, wants you to wake them up by jumping on them. That is awful.
Anyways, I jumped on that bitch. And she woke up, gave me the devil eyes. And I was like, babe. She goes, what? And I was like, Nate Diaz is fighting again.
I would be so pissed at you.
And she fucking just smirked. And she's like, oh my God. And then went back to bed. And I was like, did you hear me? She goes, yes, I heard you.
No one cares as much about Nate Diaz as you, man.
Dog, he's back.
I heard.
Stockton, motherfucker.
How do you spell Stockton?
Stocon.
That's not even how you've been spelling it, and it's also not how you spell it.
How have I been spelling it?
Stocton.
How is it? Stockon? Stockton.
Are you actually Sheen
Stockton.
from Jimmy Neutron?
Stock.
Kton.
Is it CKT?
Yes.
Stockton.
Stockton. Yes.
That's stupid.
That's Stockton. What?
Well, he's fucking back. He's fighting Dustin Poirier, and I do not think there could have been a better matchup for Nate Diaz to come back in a high-profile fight that'll set him up for the trilogy. The trilogy.
Conor McG. I need to get my painting done for that. I need to represent.
I need to represent, dog.
You represent nothing.
I represent the Red Wings.
Olympia Stadium.
Hey, the Olympia Stadium's a fucking treasure piece. It's not even there anymore.
Not even existent, so
the barn.
I'm not sure.
The old red barn. But anyways, Dustin Poirier is what, like rank 2?
He's been pretty hot of late.
Oh yeah, he's for sure.
Can you imagine if he wins? Who are the people he's defeated lately?
He just beat Eddie Alvarez.
There's Justin Gaethje.
Then he beat Justin Gaethje in a high-profile fight. Mm-hmm. And then he beat Showtime Pettis.
Right.
High-profile fight.
So, Pettis, Gaethje, Alvarez, Diaz, come on. That is a fucking list right there.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I think it can.
How?
Poirier's got hands, man.
Does
All
he?
he needs to do is take it 3 rounds.
Nate doesn't have hands?
Nate has hands.
Who has better hands, Dalton?
It's not what it's about.
Who has-
This isn't math, like I was telling you.
Who has better hands?
This isn't like UFC the game where, my striking rating is better than yours, so clearly I'm going to win.
Hey, answer the question, Dalton.
Nate.
Who has a better ground game?
Who loses a lot of fights?
They both lose a lot of fights.
I think Nate loses more.
You're right about that, but he's been fighting for longer. Actually, no, I can't even say that. Dustin's been fighting in the UFC for a long time.
All I'm saying is that Dustin can win the fight.
How do you see him
Nate,
winning?
I should say Nate can lose the fight. Decision.
Yes, I agree with you that Nate can lose the fight. Because Nate, the majority of the time that he's lost, you can tell he's just not motivated to fight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you know, but he's missed weight like 3 or 4 times.
I did not know that, actually.
And it's not because he can't make weight. It's because he just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And he had that fucking Diaz mentality, which can burn them sometimes because they always feel like they're underpaid. They always feel like they don't get enough hype and blah, 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 which they're probably right. All fighters in general don't get enough money.
True.
And I don't see Nate doing that anymore. He's way too high of a profile athlete.
Because he's fought Conor twice?
Yes, he's easily like top 5 most popular fighters in the UFC. So he's going to be disciplined. He knows what's at stake here. He's not stupid. He's a very smart. I don't care. Don't look at me like that. Nate's smart as fuck. He may have a little speech impediment, but he's smart as fuck. You understand me? So here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Nate's going to fight Dustin. Now, if I break down the fight, Dustin has knockout power, sure. Mm-hmm. Does he have one punch knockout power?
No. But he's accurate.
Does he?
Conor.
Is he as accurate as Conor? No. Does he have as much power as Conor? No.
He hits hard.
He does not have as much power as Conor.
Not hard enough to finish Nate.
Conor couldn't finish Nate.
True.
So I don't see Dustin finishing Nate at all.
That was 5 rounds. If it was 3 rounds, Conor would have won easily. Right? Yeah.
Sure, but Nate wouldn't fight the way he fought if it was a 3-round fight. And when he's in a 5-round fight, he starts slow. He purposely tries to make people exhaust most of their energy, thinking that they're winning the fight, and then he puts the fucking pressure on them.
This is something he consistently does, or he did it against Conor, so that's...
No, that's what he consistently does.
How many 5-round fights has he been in?
It's not only 5-round fights, he's done it.
You literally said 5-round fights!
Well, sure, but he's also done it in 3-round fights, too. And he's been in a lot of 5-round fights, dude. He's fucking...
Well, I asked you how many.
I don't know off the top of my fucking
head.
Then
what kind of fan are you? Anyways,
I see it going back... Back to what I was saying.
What? Yeah, that is
Dustin's
what you were saying.
not going to knock him out. Nate is going to outstrike him. Nate's a better boxer. Dustin's not going to try to take him down because he's not a wrestler. And if he does try to take him down just because he's afraid of Nate's stand-up, it's a stupid rookie move. Because the last thing you want to do is be in Nate's guard if you're not as high of a level fighter as he is. He's not a wrestler like Eddie Alvarez or even like Justin Gaethje, who can wrestle, but he just chooses not to. People that can wrestle and just be just good enough on the ground to not get caught in a fucking triangle or an arm bar just because you're leaving your arm in too long.
He has a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm sure he knows how to defend himself.
I don't even know for sure if he has a black belt.
He does.
Are you
yes,
positive?
Positive.
Okay. His black belt don't mean dick.
It does not mean dick.
It don't mean dick.
The defense level of someone without a black belt versus someone with a black belt, you cannot tell me that there's no fucking difference.
Who doesn't have a black belt?
Lots of people don't have black belts.
We're not talking about lots of people.
You're saying it don't mean dick.
Compared to Nate Diaz's ground game, no, it don't. It's another level.
It's a factor.
It's a fucking black belt.
Conor doesn't have a black belt.
Black belt versus a purple belt is what I'm saying. Because he's like a 3rd-degree black belt versus one black belt. Yeah, how good did he do on the ground against Nate? He was there for like 5 seconds. He was getting pieced the fuck up.
I remember Conor being on top of him.
Yeah, in his guard.
In his guard, where you just said he was the most dangerous, but he didn't have a black belt. You think someone with a black belt is going to do worse?
Yeah.
Michael Johnson have a black belt? No.
Michael Johnson and Nate never went to the ground.
Did they? Yeah, I think they did.
Nate
throwing out feelers
Nate
here.
pulled guard at like the last second in the 3rd round, just fucking with them. It pissed Michael Johnson off so bad. Anyways, this is a good fight for Nate in the sense that he's not fighting a wrestler who's going to grind him out and get a decision win. Like that's the way you beat a Diaz.
True. That's
how the majority of people have beat the Diaz bros. Nate's going to be motivated as fuck because he knows what's at stake here.
You do not know that. I refuse to accept that as fact. And if this isn't like a big-ass money fight, I refuse to accept
he knows what's at
Nate.
stake in the future.
He didn't even show up to a press conference.
That's Nate Diaz. He was late.
That's unmotivated Nate Diaz.
Oh, so when Conor misses a fucking press conference, that means
there's
he's
no
not
unmotivated Conor.
How do you know that?
Because we haven't seen it. It's not a thing.
When's the last time
it's a thing. Unmotivated Diaz is a thing.
When's the last time you've seen that?
Seen what?
An unmotivated Nate Diaz.
Before the Michael Johnson fight.
When was that?
I don't know. I don't know dates and shit.
Like 2000.
When was the last time you saw Michael?
Like 2014.
When was the last time you saw Nate Diaz fight that wasn't against Conor? Like 2014?
No, like 2 years ago.
What?
2016. That sounds about right.
I don't think so. I think 2015.
Anyways, he's not. I'm telling you right now. Take my word for it. He will not be
based on
demotivated.
What?
Based off what's at stake. Lots of money.
Stake? You think he doesn't get the trilogy fight if he loses?
That's exactly what I think.
That's bullshit.
How is that bullshit?
Because they're throwing away money.
If he goes in this fight and he misses weight like he's done in the past, and he's just like, he don't give a fuck, and then he doesn't perform.
I'm not saying he doesn't have to perform. I'm saying he's not going to be as motivated as with Conor.
Sure, no shit, that's the thing, but he'll still be motivated because he knows this fight, if he wins, it's guaranteed trilogy. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
1000%. As long as Conor wins, but we could talk about that in a minute.
I think it's guaranteed anyway. Personally.
Yeah, if Nate wins, it's guaranteed no matter what, even if Conor wins or loses. If Nate loses and Conor wins, I do not see them giving them a trilogy. Even if they do, it's not going to be as high of a profile fight as it would be if Nate fucking smokes Dustin Poirier.
Well, sure, but is that like a huge stakes thing? I'm sure Nate thinks all of his fights are high profile fights. Have you fucking heard him talk?
I don't think that at all. He used to not think that way, so I'm telling you. Now he probably does.
That's why I used the present tense, yes.
Well, earlier you were just dogging me saying he's going to be in there unmotivated and fat and shit, missing weight and
I didn't say fat at all or missing weight. I said he's not going to be motivated.
He's going to be motivated.
Here's the thing, though. Dustin Poirier has lost to both Michael Johnson and Conor, who...
He got knocked the fuck out by both of them.
Who Nate has beat. So if you're taking matchups or based on prior performances...
I don't agree with the MMA math in that sense. Like, just because one fighter loses the one...
But you agree with striking is better here, so...
I'm comparing them individually. They're both their skills individually. Nate's better on standing up. Mm-hmm. He has better boxing.
Yeah.
His kicks might not be as good as Dustin's, but Dustin doesn't really throw that many kicks. Neither does Nate.
I mean, he might.
Conor
didn't throw that many kicks beforehand, right?
Sure, and he was threw kicks the second fight, and he was fucking limping like a motherfucker. And he was saying Nate, he could not believe how well Nate was checking those kicks. So I'm not too worried about Dustin's kicks, even if he does throw crazy leg kicks. He might have kicks on Nate Diaz. His boxing isn't as good. His head
not bad.
You're absolutely right. It's really good. But Nate's is better. Dustin's chin is not nearly as good as Nate's. That's a fact. Dustin's been knocked out several times. Nate's never been knocked out. He's been TKO'd from Josh Thompson.
Another 155?
Yeah, this was a while ago, and I don't think he was really motivated for that fight. That fight, Nick Diaz threw the towel in on Nate because he said he should have never let him fall. I guess he had all kinds of shit going. I don't know.
Okay.
And as far as the ground game goes, you can give Dustin wrestling advantage, which I don't even know if that's true or not. And as far as jiu-jitsu and the rest of the ground game, as far as positioning and strength on the ground, I got Diaz all day. It's going to be a 3-round fight. I'll maybe give Dustin 1 round. Maybe.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. But UFC is not that simple. And you know it. The MMA is not always about the better fighter winning.
You're right. Whoever the better fighter on that day wins. But...
And I think Dustin has the capabilities to be the better fighter on that day.
Any MMA fighter has the fucking capabilities of winning.
Any. I
Yes.
want to throw Artem in there and expect anything.
He could knock out somebody in his weight class.
I'm saying
One
throwing
punch.
him into Nate, I don't think.
Sure, I agree with that. But if they fought 100 times, Artem may win one of them.
Fair.
You put Dustin and Nate together 10 times, I think Nate wins 8 of those 10. And I also, the biggest part of the fight game is the mental game. Because if you break somebody's mind, you win in the fight. Every single time. Don't know why you disagree with me. It's a fact. That's how Conor wins his fucking fights, dude.
It's not a fact, that's why.
It's a factoid. It's a
Just because Eddie Alvarez saw the lights, I don't know how Dustin handles the lights at all.
Not good. He didn't handle him well against Conor.
There you go.
But I can't say that now.
That's such a long time ago.
Because remember how last podcast I was saying Dustin Poirier before in the past, whenever he's had a high profile fight where he knows if he wins this fight, it's a ticket to the title,
Right.
He's crumbled under the pressure.
Well, look at him now.
Now, Anthony Showtime Pettis, that was a high profile fight. He fucking finished him.
Gaethje.
And then right after that was Eddie Alvarez, I think.
No.
Or right before that was Eddie. That was a high profile fight.
Eddie was his last fight.
They fought twice, you fool.
Right.
And he almost finished Eddie. And then Eddie was coming back and had Dustin hurt. Then he threw the illegal knee. We know how that went.
Yeah.
But then after that, he fought Gaethje again. Or not again. He fought Gaethje. High profile fight. He fucking fought him technically well. He had the right game plan. He finished him. Then he fought Eddie. Finished Eddie. So I can't say that the spotlight's going to haunt him anymore. That being said, there's different kinds of spotlights. Remember? You got the lights. You got the lights.
That's true.
Diaz brings the lights.
I don't even know if he brings the lights. He brings something different.
He brings intimidation.
He brings his own lights.
Yes,
With like a shape built
he
into it,
brings
you know?
the
It's like a
Stockton
middle
lights.
finger.
Yeah.
Like a bat symbol, you know?
Could you imagine
Shines in his face.
being in a ring, fighting somebody with 20,000 people there watching, millions of people watching at home, and that motherfucker has the audacity to slap you and then point at you, laughing at you,
I'm wondering if it's
saying
like
you just got slapped.
Is it like an embarrassment thing or is it like rage?
It's probably both.
So you bring out the rage in you, makes you make a mistake.
Yeah, probably both. And then if you realize that you can't catch him because his head movement and he's slipping the punches, it gets you frustrated, gets you overwhelmed, and all of a sudden you're getting fucking pop, 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 these little pepper shots.
Okay, but if I'm Dustin in this scenario, we know the Nate Diaz game plan. We've seen it trillions of times.
Sure.
So don't you prepare for that? I feel like Dustin...
How is he going to prepare for it?
Dustin's a guy who prepares for it. He knows if you come in expecting Nate to throw that shit at you, I feel like it hurts a little bit less. Just like we were talking
Are you talking about emotionally?
Yes. Just like we were talking about earlier, if you understand the purpose of something, like, there's less pain with it.
Okay.
So if you understand that Nate's just fucking playing this game with you...
You say that until you get slapped.
I guess so.
In front of millions of people.
I guess I can't really put that into perspective for myself. But what I'm saying is I feel like Dustin can judge how to handle it based on previous performances. If other people can handle it, why not Dustin?
Who can handle it?
Conor. Nate's not the first
He
time.
didn't really handle it that well.
What?
He got crippled by Nate in the first fight.
He was overweight.
That was the biggest piece of humble pie Conor's ever had in his life.
Whatever. He tried moving up, and then he gassed out probably because of the lights, the whole middle finger bat symbol. He was so mad he just wanted to knock the fucking block off him.
Middle finger bat symbol.
That's gonna be a thing from now on.
Conor was trying to finish Nate, and once he realized that Nate has a chin and he exhausted too much energy,
it was over.
He gave Nate everything he had, and Nate was still there. And Nate said, "What, motherfucker?"
Right. So I don't chalk that up as, I don't remember what exactly we're talking about, but I just see that as like a learning mistake.
Okay, well, even if Dustin,
but this is known now.
Sure, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Nate talks shit.
Yeah.
But they still fucking lose.
I feel like we see the game now, though, clearer than before, especially with the Conor drama.
I think the average fan knows it more, but if you were a Diaz fan back in the day, you fucking know it. For sure.
Again, wouldn't be able to
He did it to Cowboy. Nick Diaz did it to
Everyone does it to Cowboy.
Nick Diaz did it to Paul Daly. Nate did that to Cowboy, and everybody did that after Nate. They fucking, all you gotta do to fucking beat Cowboy is talk shit, and you get mentally crippled. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this fight, if you guys can't tell.
Seriously, that was like 30 minutes just on that one alone.
So if Nate wins, he fights Conor.
You didn't even talk about that fight.
Yeah, which
how about you don't skip ahead?
Literally,
like 5 hours later, maybe?
We're talking about this. Like literally,
yeah, I don't know.
Like 20 minutes before we started this podcast.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe like an hour.
I knew about the show when I was at work today.
They just officially announced it.
Officially, sure. Okay, I got you.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, the undefeated lightweight king. 25 and 0.
You guys are
the
monster.
Fucking mauler.
That's not his name.
Is not the Mauler Gustafsson.
That's Alex of Gustafsson.
But he's a mauler. He's
facing more.
He's
a
facing
bear.
Conor.
That's like the matchup
October
of matchups.
20th? 29th? 9th?
Yeah.
Damn, that's kind of close, dude. That's like a month from...
2.
No, it's August. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it.
9th.
Wake me up when September ends, all right? So he's fighting the UFC 229, the fight card, or the pay-per-view right before UFC 230.
Which is what Nate is on.
Yes.
Yep. So they're setting up this trilogy rematch like fucking pudding. I don't know what that means.
I think Conor has way more of a challenge than Nate does.
Do you? Do you think that? You think Khabib offers a better challenge than Dustin Poirier?
1000%.
Yeah, I think that's obvious, Nick.
So if anything, for this trilogy to happen, to be as hyped as possible, they both got to win.
Obviously.
And if Conor wins, and then Nate wins, and they fight next year or whatever,
dude, they'll sign that contract that
it's
day.
It's going to be the biggest fight of all time.
True.
But let's rewind, because he still has to win. How the fuck is he going to win?
Well, Khabib, as he showed against Al Iaquinta, is a little clunky on the feet.
True.
A little clunky.
Do you think he's going to fight the way he fought against Al with Conor, though?
No. I think what he did against Al was like a feeling out process, like, oh, gotta get some stand-up experience.
He literally told his manager, what's his name? Disease. I'm bad at names. Disease. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck, man?
He made him a disease. I don't know. A couple STDs.
He has all the diseases.
After the fight, Khabib was like, I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I was like Muhammad Ali with my jab. And they're like, you don't got to do that, bro.
Float like a butterfly, sting like one, too.
I heard Khabib specifically say when they asked what his game plan would be if he faced Conor. He said he's going to try to take him down 100 times.
Yep. The bell's going to ring, and then he's going to be diving straight in.
He knows, like, he's telling everybody exactly what he's going to do. He's not going to, like, some people are afraid to say that they're going to take somebody down and have a boring fight. When Khabib takes people down, it's not a boring fight. It's a fucking beatdown. It's grueling. It looks horrible. He batters motherfuckers. He breaks them in the first round.
It's like a war crime.
Did you see Edson Barbosa's face after the first round? He got taken down immediately. Gets ground and pounded, hit it hard as fuck while Khabib's talking to Dana White and other people. Yeah. Just like,
through the cage.
You must quit. You must give up. And then just fucking pounding the shit out of him. And then at the end of the first round, you see Edson, who
got up and like, whoo!
Exactly. Took the biggest breath of refreshing air that he's probably had in a long fucking time.
I felt bad for Edson in that fight.
I'll give him credit though. He fucking stayed in that fight like a champion. He has the heart of a champion. Yes. I think so.
At least went to the third round.
Yeah, he was beating the fuck out of him. So Conor has that to worry about.
Here's the thing though. You know who else had that game plan?
Eddie.
Yeah. Although Eddie's wrestling is not it's not comparable to Khabib's.
Nobody's wrestling is comparable to Khabib's.
But it's kind of similar. This has been such a built-up fight. You know Khabib, he's going to feel the lights.
I don't think he's going to feel the lights.
You can't not. I'm sorry. You can't not. This is going to be the biggest challenge that Khabib faced. Also the biggest challenge that Conor's faced. So that has to get in your head one way or another, especially with the build-up that's been happening. And the knowledge that Conor offers the only weakness towards you.
Some people perform under the lights.
You're right.
Diaz performs under the lights.
Conor
performs under the lights. I think Khabib will perform under the lights.
Well, that'll be the test. Because I don't think he's
popular as fuck. I don't think
he is popular. I know he's popular. I know how many fans are in Russia. I don't think Russian fans bring the lights.
I think he has a lot of pressure on him, just as much as Ireland, just as much as Conor does. Because if you think of Ireland as a country, they have a lot of pride.
Yeah,
Russia does too, for sure.
I'd say Irish are more forgiving as well. Also, the fact that Khabib is Muslim.
That's another thing. I think Khabib will fucking perform on his lights, and I'm super curious to see their press conferences. Because I don't think Conor's going to get into his head. Khabib has a lot of one-liners, too, that get hashtagged, that are super popular.
Name the location.
Hashtag send me a location.
Well, here's a fucking location.
Hashtag Khabib time. You know what I mean? Like, Khabib is good at talking shit for how much English he knows, for sure.
On Twitter.
And press conferences, too, because he's...
Hashtag Khabib time in person.
He's honest. Even when he was talking to Max Holloway right before they were fighting, he goes, you took this as a money fight. This is a money fight. How are you going to beat me? You can't beat me. And then Max Holloway, all he could say is, we're going to see. We're going to see Saturday night. Like, pretty much saying, like fuck. Because people just straight up say, like, I'm not going to stand up with you. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to beat me. I'm going to use my best strategy against you. That being said, I can see Conor beating Khabib.
Like I mentioned, he offers the only weakness at that size towards Khabib. That one punch power. Doesn't matter.
Conor can walk backwards and knock somebody out. That's the thing that...
Conor has a pretty good takedown defense, right? I feel like I'm remembering that.
Oh, don't.
No? I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
You know who else has a good takedown defense?
Lots of people.
Rafael dos Anjos.
Edson.
Nobody has good takedown defense against Khabib. Fair. Bottom line. If Khabib gets two hands on you, you're going down.
True. So weird. I don't understand how he does it. Like, where's the weight coming from?
It's sambo, man. It's momentum. It's positioning.
I want to see young Nurmagomedov out there.
He's still young.
I mean, I guess so. But I'm interested to see if, like, the sambo follows suit. Or if it's Khabib's literally just a freak.
Oh, no. Those fucking Russians are fucking tough as shit, dude. Yeah. That's another thing, dude. He's not... What's that country that's right next to Russia?
Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan.
That was like Syria.
There's a lot next to Russia. It kind of encompasses all of the east.
The one that's like really controversial that Russian always puts their fucking hand in their shit.
Ukraine.
I think that's what Khabib is.
He's Ukrainian?
I think so. So I don't know if him and like I almost said Fedor. If Putin have like the best relationship. I know, that's kind of irrelevant, but.
Well, wasn't it supposed to be Conor versus Khabib in Russia?
Yes.
So maybe you're right.
But it's in Vegas now, which is good for both of them.
It says Russian.
Is it?
Of Avar descent.
Whatever the fuck that is.
That sounds like OG Russian, you know? Like the primitive, the tribal.
The fucking Mongols.
The pagans. They weren't Mongols, you fool.
The only way Conor wins this fight, I think it has to be in the first round. It has to be in the first round.
I mean, he gets 5 chances where he's automatically stood up. So
Yes, that's true. But you got to think of how much energy Conor is going to lose every single time he gets taken down.
Dagestan is where he fights.
Dagestani, yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes.
So every time Conor gets taken down, he's losing like 10% of his life. Like if there's like a little bar, there's a bar of his health,
Only 10%?
at least. Because
Okay.
just the takedown part is going to exert a lot of energy, which we both know. You can say whatever you want about Conor. His cardio is not the greatest.
True.
It's
At
because
170.
his fight style is just not the greatest. Even when he was 150 or
Well, he's not throwing punches while he's
get-
on the ground.
even just boxing with Floyd, he got gassed out real quick.
True.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's 9 rounds he went, right? So
Sure, 3-minute
different.
rounds. So it's a little bit more than 5 rounds.
9
And it's a
times
different
3.
and it's a different sport.
Style. You're not on the
so
ground at
you're not
all.
used to it.
No,
I'll give him that.
No cage battles. Okay.
I'll give him that. But just in general, his fighting style is not typically built to last
It's
5
not-
rounds.
Definitely not conductive for a decision.
Yeah. Khabib can. He has cardio for days.
He could literally lay on you and win the fight.
Yeah. So I think if Conor doesn't fucking get that counter strike knockout, flash knockout in the first round, his odds of winning just drop significantly. He may have a little bit more odds in the second round, but you got to think of how much of a beating he's going to take in that first round.
I can see that. Every takedown that is successful on Conor lowers his chances.
Yes, because he's not getting back up.
No.
And
You get up when the
he's
bell
taking
ends.
a beating that whole fucking time. He can train with Dylan Dennis. He could train with a Gracie. He could train with the best fucking ground game people in the world. It don't matter. That's what I'm telling you.
Playing touch butt in the park.
Yeah. With that dork with the ponytail. Tell me Nate Diaz ain't good at trash talk.
He has solid one-liners. It's true. It's just because they come out of nowhere. I'm still not convinced that he's not also Sheen from Jimmy Neutron.
You know what I'm thinking though?
What?
Let's say Khabib wins.
Okay.
You know who might beat Khabib?
Bullshit!
You know who might beat Khabib?
You're out of your mind.
Stockton.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Just saying. He got the guard. He got the guard to submit him.
I don't.
He's tall and lengthy.
How does jiu-jitsu do against Sambo?
Well, one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners of all time. I forget his name. It's the Gracie that lives in New York, that trains in New York.
Speaking of the Gracies, tangent real quick.
No. Let me finish this real quick.
Okay,
Takes 2
sorry.
seconds.
Okay.
He said that jiu-jitsu is the pussified version of Sambo. So take that for what it's worth.
Okay. Didn't Gracie just win a fight, Renzo?
Yeah, Renzo.
It's like fucking 50-something?
I think Renzo's the one that said it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
shit.
He's 51. He
Yes.
just won a fight.
That's crazy.
He's a dog, dude.
It's incredible.
He's living life.
Is there any other family like that defined a style like that?
Of fighting.
I'm trying to think of other ways, niches that applies to.
Muhammad Ali's daughter boxes, but there's not that many.
If there was
of
like
them.
an Ali family, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of what I mean. There's nothing that's like defined a style of fighting like that.
No, not the Gracies like brought
Built it.
jiu-jitsu,
They built it. Yeah, it's crazy.
and it's one of the most popular self-defense techniques in the world now. I imagine it has to be, right?
Effective with.
Because jiu-jitsu is one
training?
of the most. How do I say this? It's one of the best defensive arts to learn for people that are undersized, and especially for women, because
It doesn't utilize strength or size.
it utilizes technique.
Right.
So
So as long as you do this shit right, you should have an advantage over someone, even
Sure.
if they're fucking 7 feet
you
tall.
could be a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, or you could be a professional boxer as a woman, but if a fucking guy who weighs twice the size of you, even with no fighting experience, if he gets a hold of you, if you're a boxer,
not gonna
he takes you down,
outbox him, yeah.
you're fucking pretty much done for, right?
Yeah.
With jiu-jitsu, you get taken down. That's your world. You're just getting started. You're like, okay.
Thanks for choking yourself out.
All of a sudden, that big guy got fucking 2 feet on his hips. He's getting pushed back. He can't get fucking on top of her. He has no idea what's going on. His arm's getting ripped off. He's getting choked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Shit can.
Humble you.
That's way more realistic than a fucking 100-pound woman boxing the shit out of a 250-pound man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a cool little tangent. Renzo Gracie's still keeping it up.
He was on the MMA Hour when Ariel Helwani was still on it, and he was talking like, "Why are you fighting? You're 51 years old. Like, when are you gonna stop?" He's like,
It's passion.
"I feel like I'm 30."
Seriously?
Yeah, he's like, "I got the body of a 30-year-old man." And he just fucking.
Hey, that's a new accent. That sounded like...
Was it Brazilian?
No, that was Mexican. That was like Mexican-American. That was cholo.
I was going for a Brazilian
You're going
American.
for a cholo. That's like South California.
I can't believe he fucking. I'm shocked that he won. And I'm not shocked that he won. I'm shocked that he won the way he did. It was like an easy win.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't... I didn't watch the fight, but from what I read, he wasn't doing any jiu-jitsu until like the second round.
Really?
And then he decided to do it.
And he just smid the fuck out of him?
Walk in the park, yeah.
It's awesome. I'm happy as fuck for him.
Yeah. So, in a Khabib versus Nate fight, I don't know. I don't see the wrestling not being enough to keep him down.
It will be enough to keep Nate down.
Like,
for sure.
Into a position where those chokes and triangles and arm bars aren't possible.
I think Nate's a really, really good scrambler on the ground, and he's extremely well of not taking damage in guard.
I don't think scrambling works well against Khabib because you see the way that he keeps people down. It's not traditional.
You're right.
He keeps them down in that
right.
weird fetal position.
You're absolutely right. It could be a rough night for Nate.
Yeah.
But if there's anybody that has the ground game to beat Khabib, I think it's Nate. I don't think there's anybody else in the lightweight division that has the ground game to beat Khabib.
Put Renzo against him.
Fuck out of here, dude. That'd be a bully beatdown.
Okay, so we got the fundamental fights. Conor, Khabib, Nate, Dustin. Let's say our perfect scenario happens. Conor wins, Nate wins. Old trilogy happens.
Yep. Who do you got? Obviously, you got Conor, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe
I honestly
in your heart,
believe that yes.
decisive or a very close fight?
Close. Because once again, you can't finish him. Conor's like
he's like a zombie, dude.
It's weird, yeah. I don't get it. Like his chin is made of something unnatural.
I think it's a testament to how hard that motherfucker works and how good his cardio is.
I think it might be just a testament to how many times he's gotten hit.
No, the more you get hit,
the weaker your chin?
Yes, because your brain will do that to you. Like you get hit in the chin, your brain automatically thinks this is bad.
Lights out.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get knocked out. You get like
I'm just picturing Alistair Overeem all the
I'm
time.
picturing Chuck Liddell because at the end of his heyday, he was getting knocked out like crazy. And as soon as you get touched on your chin, and if you're taking a lot of damage, your body's saying no. Like this is not good for you. Stop. And then you just get knocked out. Call it bro science, but I think it has to be some
Makes
kind
sense.
of scientific thing in there somewhere. You know what I mean?
He's made that up.
I think Nate's cardio is what keeps him in the fights most of the time. Because if you got a really, really high level cardio, you can recover a lot faster, which also allows you to recover as far as your chin goes as well.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker does triathlons. He has the best role model he could possibly have with his brother. Like, I don't know if you know, like, Nate did not want to fucking do jujitsu or anything like that. He was being a clown when he was like 14 years old. And Nick was always going to classes and shit. And he just like threw McGee one day and he was like, go to class with me just one time.
Weren't they doing it like out of survival?
His their coach, once
jiu-jitsu
again,
coach?
yeah, once again, Gracie. I can't think of his name because I'm horrible at names. And he used to give them lunch if they showed up to class.
It was like a motivation.
Yeah, so they'd go there just to eat, and then they just fell in love with it and they got passionate about it. And pretty much Nate did monkey see, monkey do, whatever Nick did. And Nick has like one of the best diets you could possibly have. He's straight vegan, like super healthy. He does extreme cardio activities, like triathlons,
triathlons,
marathons. Boxes like crazy. Got a really, really good fight style. If you're a really, really good boxer and you got amazing ground game, it's hard to lose, especially when you're motivated. Like, no one's finished them at all except Josh Thompson with Nate. Like, Nick's never been finished, and there's always a tough fight with whoever they fight.
Right, even against a GOAT like GSP.
Or Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
And the thing is if they fought tactically how other people fight to win decisions, I bet you they'd win a lot of decisions as well. They just don't because that's just not them. It's not in their DNA. They're just like, fuck that. They'd rather just fight, put on a show.
And hang and bang.
Yeah. So
Respectable.
let's get off that for a second.
Okay.
Because there's a lot more fights. We're not gonna go like an hour deep into shit.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on those fights. We'll do some brief rundown for the rest.
25th anniversary press conference today. And some other notable fights is Darren Till versus Tyron Woodley, which you talked about last week.
Yeah, you described to me how big Darren Till was, and this was our first chance of seeing it.
I told you, I think you're gonna be surprised.
I wasn't surprised.
Were you shocked?
He's clear. No, I don't think so. He's clearly bigger, sure.
He's like twice the size.
He's not twice the size. That is an over-exaggeration. If he was twice the size, I'd be surprised.
Forearms were bigger than Woodley's biceps.
Perspective.
Taller, stockier, gorilla.
How can he be stockier? That doesn't even make sense.
He fucking cuts an insane amount of weight, dude.
Seems unfair. But you could see that Tyron was trying to posture up. I think you said he looked kind of awkward or nervous.
Right.
I think that was just him trying to compensate for the size. He was definitely like leaning up to him.
I think he realized how big Darren Till was there. And Darren Till does that as an intimidation factor. He literally said when he was fighting Wonder Boy, he would purposely put his arms out like that just to try to look bigger than he is.
It's literally guerrilla tactics.
Yeah, and it works. Like you're fucking in a cage with somebody, and like big as fuck. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it'll be intimidating.
I don't know. I think it's gonna bring the best out of Woodley. That's a fight I'm extremely excited to see.
I do want to see Woodley, fight like a Diaz, just hang and bang.
I don't want him to hang and bang, but I want somebody to bring the dog out of him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I want somebody to bring the dog out of him.
Yeah.
And
I want to see who beat Robbie Lawler. I don't want to see who beat Stephen Thompson.
It'll be a fight like Robbie Lawler compared to Wonder Boy, because Wonder Boy's a counter striker.
Yeah. He's just gonna wait.
Darren Till is not a counter striker. He puts the pressure on you.
So this is like.
So you're backing Woodley up to a fucking corner, and when you back up animals in a corner, they fucking lash the fuck out.
Right.
So that's an extremely exciting fight. Some other fights: Teixeira versus Jimmy Manuwa.
How do you spell Teixeira?
Teixeira.
That's what I said. Yep.
Fuck you, man. You can spell better than me. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That'll be an interesting fight. I think Glover will probably win.
What was Glover's last fight? Look it up.
Good question. I was gonna say Gustafson.
What?
Which I don't know if do you remember that fight?
No.
He got a 3-piece uppercut in a row, like kaboom, 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 and then a straight right, boom, knocked him right the fuck out. It was a highlight reel.
I remember. Wasn't that right after Glover's loss to Rumble?
Oh shit! No, Glover's last fight was literally not too long ago.
I know it was recent.
July 22nd against Corey Anderson. He lost the decision.
Corey Anderson. So he's coming off a loss.
True, but Corey Anderson is the type of fighter that wins decisions at lightweight. He's the guy that's late on his feet. He puts more output on the fight.
Puts more output.
Yes, that's a thing. He doesn't try to finish fights as much as like a Glover does or a Jimmy Manuwa. Jimmy Manuwa is a hard-hitting fighter. He tries to knock motherfuckers out.
Okay,
Glover's the same way.
Glover's faced fighters like that.
Yeah, he's the same way. So
and he hasn't done well.
And I disagree with that.
Rumble? Do you remember that?
Rumble don't count, bro.
Do you remember?
Nobody hits like Rumble.
His tooth came out.
You think Jimmy Manuwa hits like Rumble?
No one hits like Rumble.
Do you remember?
Rumble's one of my favorite fucking fighters. God damn it, Anthony.
Dude, he's fucking yoked right now.
Get out of the weed business. Come back to MMA.
Weight trainer. He's like, oh, I'm so big, I can't weight my ass. That's what he's at right now.
He's on steroids.
Fun fact, Jimmy Manuwa got knocked the fuck out by Rumble too, if you did not know that.
Fucking love Rumble.
And Gustafson.
Oh, shit. Okay. This is like a loser's bracket.
So he lost to Corey Anderson, then he beat Serkinov in a TKO first round, then he lost to Gustafson, then he beat this Jared Cannonier guy.
Are you going backwards?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look at like other fights he's won. Like,
don't say and then if you're going backwards.
Whatever. He knocked out Rashad Evans first round. He knocked out Patrick Cummins in the second round. He submitted OSP. He lost a decision to Phil Davis and John Jones. But before he lost to John Jones, he was on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not done. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Not done. 18, 19, 20. Fight win streak.
That's no small feat at that size. And
some of those fighters that he beat, let's see. Kyle Kingsbury, Fabio Maldonado, Rampage.
I feel like everyone's beat Rampage.
And Ryan Bader. TKO'd Ryan Bader in the first round.
That was when Ryan Bader wasn't as good as he is now.
Sure. Point is, Glover is no slouch.
Fair.
And let's look at some other fights. Mark Hunt versus Alexei Olenek. That'll be interesting. I think this might be the last fight for Mark Hunt. I think this is the last fight in his contract.
Yeah.
And because
he's stated some grievances.
Because of his lawsuit that's still ongoing with the UFC, they're not going to re-sign him.
Keeps fighting roided up people.
I don't think Alexei Olenek's roided up. He's just a big
Olenek.
fucking Russian.
Yeah.
He's like a white gorilla. He's like,
yeah.
He's super strong. He's the guy that submits people in the guard. In the guard. Submits people that are mounting him. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Especially at that size.
Justin Gaethje versus Michael Vick is August 25th. That'll be an interesting fight. I hope for Gaethje's sake he wins, and I hope for his sake that he tries to change his game plan a little bit, because everybody knows how to beat him.
Yeah.
Like just being tough and trying to outwill people does not work in UFC. It works in other promotions, but it doesn't work in the UFC at the highest level.
Fights evolved a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a couple other fights. Oh, Mike Perry versus Cowboy. That'll be interesting as fuck. Man. They almost fought right before Paul Daly accepted the fight.
Oh.
Because, what's his name? Max Holloway's friend that we seen in Detroit live.
Paul Feld?
No, he's Hawaiian.
Yancey.
Yancy Medeiros. Mm-hmm. He got injured because he was supposed to fight Mike Perry, and last second Paul Felder came up, but Cowboy accepted the fight. And they're in the same training camp now. They're at Greg Jackson's, and Mike Perry like sent him a text. He goes, "What do you think?" And Cowboy was like, "All I know is you better bring it, motherfucker," or some shit like that. And now they're fucking fighting.
Okay, cool.
And it can I think it's either going to be a really, really good win for Cowboy in the sense that he's fighting a high-profile fight, an entertaining fight, and he gets a knockout in like the second or third round.
Or really, really bad for him.
Or he gets knocked the fuck out brutally by Mike Perry. Yeah. Yes, because Mike Perry throws leather. He throws some fucking bombs.
Throws leather.
Like
nice metaphor.
Listen, what he does is he brings a cow into the fucking octagon. He skins it. He slits their throat and stares at the other opponent and very intimidatingly.
After he skins it?
No, he does it right before, like in front, like right before Bruce Buffer starts talking. He's like, and nah. As soon as he says that, boom. Throat slit, staring at Cowboy from across the fucking ring of the octagon. Grabs a couple blood drips, licks it, just to fucking,
puts on his face, war paint.
BJ Penn style, like licking the blood off. That was so sick. I don't know if you know he did that.
Creepy, yeah.
And skins a little bit of the skin off, leathers it real quick.
Throws it at him.
Throws it at him.
That's an effective tactic, for sure.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fucking good fights coming up.
MMA is reaching an exciting time right now. I kind of felt like they blew their load a little bit with the previous promotions.
This has been a rough year for MMA. Or not MMA, UFC in general. Like their sales have dropped significantly.
Meanwhile, Bellator is doing pretty well for itself.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with competition.
Competition's good.
It's going to be really, really good for both the fighters and the fans because the fans get multiple promotions where they get to see amazing fights. Fighters have options now, so it causes competition between the promotions. They have to pay them more. It's a win-win. It's a win-win for the fans and the fighters. It's a lose for the promotion, for UFC.
Nice. UFC in a good place.
Yes. Now that we're done with that bullshit, let's talk about UFC 227.
Oh, we're done talking about UFC. Now we're going to talk about some UFC.
We're going to talk about like some past fights that just happened.
Literally just now.
Yeah. And we're only going to talk about the top 3 fights because the rest of the card sucked dick.
Right. So UFC 227, like we said, rest of the card.
Well, wait. Before we tell everybody the results, what were the picks?
The picks were, in order, at the featherweight division, Cub Swanson versus Renato Moicano. I had, Cub Swanson. I love him.
Yeah, you do. I love him too.
I bet you do. Next pick, won't go into the victories just yet. We'll see. I had Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, right? You had Mighty Mouse.
I mean, if you want Mighty Mouse, I'll give him Mighty Mouse.
I believe I picked Cejudo because I always like wrestlers, or did you just pick Mighty Mouse?
You picked Cub Swanson, and then I picked Mighty Mouse, and then you had the final pick in the main event. Like usual, you always have the fucking main event pick.
You know I do this on purpose.
And then you picked TJ.
Right, the final was TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt, and I did go with TJ, yeah.
Yeah, so first fight. How did it go, Dalton? Did you watch?
Cub Swanson versus Renato Moicano. I didn't watch any of it. I was at a party at the time, so I was just keeping up with your Snapchats, and they were pretty confusing to watch.
I don't think it was my fault. I think it was your drunk-ass fault.
Probably. But yeah, Cub lost pretty bad. It took him, 45 seconds?
I don't know the exact time, but...
Submission, round 1, 4:15.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, what happened was they were both just standing... feeling each other out. Like, you know how when high-level fighters fight, like the first minute typically is just them filling each other out.
Right.
Like getting distance and range and all that. And then Moicano just hit him with the fucking stiffest of stiff jabs. Just straight right in his fucking chin and dropped him.
Just a jab?
Yeah, just a jab. Like he didn't have any weight on it or anything. Just a straight jab, just perfect placement. Boom. Dropped Cub Swanson. And then he smothered his ass. While Cub was trying to get up, he backpacked him, immediately got his back. Cub fought the first choke, which wasn't even a choke. It was a neck crank because it was above the chin. So it was just like hurting
just turning his neck?
Yeah, it hurts. You can get submissions like that. People will tap.
I imagine you just break someone's neck that way.
And then he broke that grip, but then once he broke it, he kind of like accidentally lifted his arm up or his head up and then sucked it in. He tapped in like 2 seconds.
I feel like transitioning from a knockdown into submission would be way more successful than transitioning from a knockdown into attempting a TKO. Like, if Stipe, instead of trying to drop hammer fists on Alistair, just went around his neck, I feel like Obviously, he wins either way, but in most scenarios, I feel
I was gonna
like...
say, you picked the worst fight.
I know, that was
because
literally the only one that came to mind. Like, that's a bad one, but whatever,
Alistair
use it
dropped
anyway.
Stipe, and he tried to submit Stipe.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and Stipe got out.
Terrible analogy.
Stipe dropped Alistair and finished him with punches.
All right, you know what? See, this is why I lost this bet.
Jesus.
Moving on!
But Moicano, after the fight, he called out Ortega. I don't know if you know that.
Brian Ortega?
Yeah, he said he wants that
The
rematch.
champion?
He's not the champ. He don't even got a title.
Wait.
Does he?
Doesn't he?
No, there's no interim belt. Because remember, he was supposed to fight Holloway, and then he pushed out when Holloway got injured.
You're right.
So, but he's calling out Ortega. I don't think that fight's going to happen anytime soon. But Moicano is a fucking beast. He looked way better than I expected him to look. I didn't even really expect much because I've only seen like 1 or 2 fights of his, honestly.
So yeah, you won that one. Mm-hmm. You thought it was just gonna be smooth sailing,
Yeah.
huh?
Once that happened, I was like, 3-0 sweet, baby.
Yeah,
It's coming. I can feel it.
You had Mighty Mouse and Cody coming up next.
Yeah, I was over here trashing you on Snapchat the whole time. Like, you better drink up, bitch. I'm like, you better take that shot at your fucking party. You're going to get all wasted and shit.
Yeah, I don't remember that conversation.
But then the next fight was Mighty Mouse and Cejudo. And this fight was interesting. It was in the very first round, Mighty Mouse leg kicked Cejudo a lot. Like, he was just going crazy with the leg kicks. And one of the leg kicks must have hit a nerve or some kind of like muscle damage.
Made him angry.
No, it like made Cejudo completely lose.
Literally hit a nerve.
Yeah, like
I see.
Gotcha. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. He literally couldn't walk on his foot. He was wobbling and like stepping on the tips of his toes and shit. I thought it was like, wow, this is just like the first fight. Something weird happens in the first round. He's about to get finished over some kind of damage Mighty Mouse does, but he kept his composure and recovered. And then the rest of the fight was super close. Like, Mighty Mouse was outstriking him, and I thought he was barely outstriking him, but Henry Cejudo was dictating the pace, and he's putting the pressure on for the majority of the rounds. I think round 3, Mighty Mouse was actually putting the pressure on Cejudo, and he got a lot of takedowns. He was constantly trying to take Mighty Mouse down, and Mighty Mouse would defend a few of them, and you can just see how high level Cejudo is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With his wrestling, he tried like 4 different types of takedowns in 1 second. He goes in for
In 1 second.
He goes in for the double leg. Mighty Mouse slips out of that. Then he hurry up and tries to go for an ankle pick. So it loses Mighty Mouse's balance, but he immediately gives up on the ankle pick, puts his foot in front of his other leg, and like drops down to his hips and grabs Mighty Mouse and just flattens him down.
Jesus.
It's
That's only 3 in 1 second though.
Yeah, well,
You need to up those numbers, Cejudo.
Okay. But when the thing is that when he had Mighty Mouse on the ground, he didn't do that much damage at all. It was either like a really, really flashy scramble from Mighty Mouse, and he'd get up, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, that was so sick!" I'd get excited from the scrambles just because he's so high level, man.
He really is. It's kind of ridiculous.
And then, yeah, that's how pretty much the fight went the whole time. The 4th round, Cejudo clearly won, and I thought it was 2-2 for the 5th round, and the 5th round was close. And when I watched it, I was thinking they're probably going to give this to Mighty Mouse because it was such a close fight. And whenever there's a close fight, they almost always pick the champion. Because what they say is, in order to win the belt, you got to beat the champion.
Right. So you got to earn it.
Right. But this is Mighty Mouse we're talking about. And if you're one of those conspiracy theorists, why would they let the lowest selling champion of all time stay champion when they don't have the opportunity or when they have the opportunity not to? So,
I don't know about that.
When I first watched the fight, I know I'm just bullshitting here. I'm trying to start drama. But when I first watched the decision, I was like, okay, wow, I'm shocked. But I wasn't like, this was a robbery or anything.
Sure.
Then I looked up the stats.
Okay.
Because remember how I said that I thought Mighty Mouse was barely outstriking Cejudo?
Yes.
In the first round, Mighty Mouse had 14 total strikes. Cejudo had 7.
Twice as many, yes.
Yes. Second round, Mighty Mouse had 30, and Cejudo had 15.
Twice as many.
Yeah. And in the first round, Cejudo had 0 takedowns. He was 1 for 0. 1 for 0. And then in the second round, he was 1 for 4. I'm sorry. Did I say 1 for 0 in the first round? I'm a fucking idiot. He was 0 for 1 in the first round.
Wow, he got one without even trying.
Yeah. So, first round, Mighty Mouse 14, outstruck Cejudo by double. Cejudo had 7 with no takedowns. Second round, Mighty Mouse had 30. Cejudo had 15 strikes. And then Cejudo also had 1 takedown. He was 25%, 1 out of 4. So that round, 30 to 15, depending on the kind of strikes and what kind of damage it was, out of 30 punches and kicks, 14 of them were significant for Mighty Mouse. For Cejudo, 10 of them were significant out of 15.
I'm looking at the percentages of the overall fight.
No, let me go round for round,
I didn't know you were going to go all the way down. Okay, go ahead.
Third round, Mighty Mouse, again, 13. Cejudo, 14. Cejudo had 1 takedown, again. Fourth round, Mighty Mouse, 17. Cejudo, 16. So that's why I said he for sure won that round, because he also had a takedown. And then in the fifth round, 19 for Mighty Mouse, 19 for Cejudo, 2 takedowns for Cejudo. So if you're going just by paper on the books, it clearly looks like Mighty Mouse won the first 3 rounds. The second round could be, we'll see, because Cejudo got the takedown.
Yeah.
But then the fourth and fifth round, you can make a strong argument that Cejudo won based off paper. But that's not also dictating who's controlling the center of the octagon. If you look at control time, which is just like control on the ground or control of the other person, they both had 0 seconds first round.
Okay.
The second round, Mighty Mouse had 0 seconds. Cejudo 1 minute and 16 seconds. But like I said, when he had him on the ground, he wasn't doing a lot of damage. He was holding him down and keeping him down, but he wasn't doing much because he knew that whenever he tried to position himself up, to posture up and take a strike, Mighty Mouse is out of there.
He's like a squirrel.
Yeah.
Through a fence.
In the third round, Mighty Mouse had 28 seconds to control. Cejudo had 9 seconds. Fourth round, 0 for Mighty Mouse, 2 minutes for Cejudo. Fifth round, 9 seconds for Mighty Mouse, 42 seconds for Cejudo. It's a close fucking fight, bottom line. So, I definitely think that this was the greatest flyweight fight of all time.
The closest.
It was really close. I mean, Ian McCall and Mighty Mouse had a super, super close fight back in the day. A lot of people thought Ian McCall won that fight. But in recent memory, this is for sure one of the closest. And I wouldn't say it's a robbery, but after looking at the statistics, I'm like, I mean, I could definitely see people saying this bullshit. Mighty Mouse should have won that fight.
Yeah.
That being said, Mighty Mouse did break his foot in like the first or second round. He tore his LCL.
I think your foot
in the third round.
is there. I don't think that's where your foot is.
He did both. You can break more than one thing.
Broke your foot and tore an LCL?
I don't know if you know that.
That's absurd. There's no way he kept fighting.
He did.
Through a broken foot and torn LCL.
All Cejudo did was just hop on one foot for a minute.
What? I don't understand.
And after the fight, Cejudo called out TJ Dillashaw. He said, Mighty Mouse wouldn't do it. I want the champion at 135. And then, well, I kind of spoil if you guys haven't watched it yet. The next fight,
You idiot!
was TJ and Cody. And I was wrong about this fight. Because I don't know if this was on the podcast or not, because we record like a week ahead.
Yeah.
But at the weigh-ins, I was showing you personally. I'm like, look at Cody. He looks serious. I'm like, doesn't TJ look a little bit intimidated? I was like trying to like justify it. I'm like, I'm pumping myself up for the fight, for my pick. I'm like, fuck yeah, Don's have to take 3 shots today. He's got to get wasted again. It's going to be good 3 UFC cards in a row for Nick. I was feeling good.
I'm glad we're recording these situations
fucking good.
where you're absolutely dead fucking wrong on these predictions. 'Cause I've been telling you so goddamn many times that your perception of the mental game at the weigh-ins means not nearly as much as you think it means.
This one time, you're right.
Oh, there's one time. I know there's been other times. I just can't tell you, but that's why I'm saying I'm glad we're recording them.
Well, anyways, Cody got murked.
Yes, he did.
In the the first couple minutes of the fight, are you looking up when it ended? What time did it end?
4-10 in the first round.
Yeah, I was going to say it was like almost at the end of the round. But like the first few minutes, it was very competitive. They both were tagging each other. Cody, he didn't drop TJ. He like buckled him for a second.
Buckled the knees.
Yeah. But you could tell Cody was tense and nervous the whole time. And he wasn't himself in there at all. Like he wasn't very defensive. His footwork wasn't there. He wasn't moving his head the way he does. And he wasn't like having fun and showboaty like he normally does. He didn't look like he was comfortable. At the very beginning of the fight, you see TJ walking out. He's moving his head. He's all crouching down like a little snake that he is.
Snake in the grass.
And he's having fun with it. One thing I say that Cody did that was different was he threw a lot of kicks right off the bat. But once it got to the point where he buckled TJ, he got too excited and he got into that pocket fight where they're both just swinging punches in the pocket. But the difference was Cody was swinging and winging his shots, trying to knock TJ's head off, while TJ was more precise and more accurate. He's not faster than Cody. I was going to say faster, but he wasn't. He was just more accurate, bottom line.
There's a very interesting thing I saw just today, in fact, that was a description of TJ's game plan going against Cody, and he said that every time Cody swings one of those heavy rights, he drops his left hand to prepare for a follow-up.
Right.
You can physically see TJ repeatedly punch him on the left side because he keeps dropping his hand. Here, look.
He's trying to get the muscle memory.
Like, TJ literally throws the same punch 3 times, and he gets hit in the face 3 times as a counter.
Yeah. Jesus.
This kind of game planning
That's the brilliance.
Next level shit.
Yes, that's the brilliance of his coach. The fuck was that?
Very professional, Nicholas.
Sound like a goddamn dying horse.
So yeah, I'm very happy I won that one. TJ Dillashaw's a goddamn monster.
Yeah, TJ, if you think about it, he could easily be on a crazy 13 fight win streak right now.
I feel like it, yeah.
Because he lost a controversial decision to both Dominic Cruz and Rafael Sunsao. And if you lean the other way on those decisions and you give him to TJ, he's like fucking 15-0 right in his last 15 fights.
Yeah.
Now, he's quickly becoming one of the GOATs. You think about it. When he beat Renan Barão was on a 10-year win streak, destroying everybody.
Right.
He beat Faber twice. He was just on our fucking roll. He beat Eddie Wineland when Eddie Wineland was a beast with a spinning fucking head kick.
You beat Renan Barão twice?
Yeah. He beat him the first time when he shocked the world when Faber gave him the shout out after he lost to Barão, and they gave TJ the shot and just destroyed him, outclassed him. And then he was supposed to fight him in an immediate rematch, and Renan Barão it's either he got injured or he couldn't make weight. I think he couldn't make weight, so they pulled him out of the fight. And Joe Soto, who was fighting on the fucking undercard, accepted the fight on like a 12-hour notice.
Did not know you could do that, but all right. That sounds interesting.
And that was a 4-round fight. TJ was just outclassed him the whole time, finished him in the 4th round. And then he fought Renan Barão again and outclassed him, finished him in the 4th round. Then he fought Dominic Cruz, lost a controversial decision. And then he had to fight Rafael Sunsao again, non-title fight. Then he had to fight fucking John Lineker, the number 1 contender, non-title fight. Beat them both, just handedly, just outclassed them. And then I believe he fought Cody after that. I don't think there was a 3rd fight before he got his title, but I think he fought those 2. Then he fought Cody, knocked Cody the fuck out. Fought Cody again, knocked Cody the fuck out. And
next he's fighting Henry Cejudo?
I don't know. It's the thing, TJ said he would, but Henry wants to fight at 135 because he wants the 2 titles. TJ wants to fight at 125 because he wants the 2 titles. And obviously, if you're I think you should give TJ the nod to do so because he's been the champ longer and he's established himself as a champion longer than Henry Cejudo has. He just won the belt.
Yeah.
And I don't think Henry should be talking about a fucking super fight right now. I think he has to prepare for a rematch.
Slow your roll. Yeah, that's an immediate rematch right there.
If Mighty Mouse don't get a fucking rematch immediately, there's something wrong. Bottom line, there's fucking something wrong with life.
Some straight up WWE bullshit.
Yeah, for real. But I heard Mighty Mouse say in the post-fight interview that he's not worried about immediate rematch right now because he wants to heal up. So if Henry Cejudo doesn't have any injuries right now, any like small broken bones or any fucking thing he has to nurse on, I guess he could do a fight before Mighty Mouse recovers.
Yeah, broken foot LCL. I imagine that takes a
Right.
while.
Yeah, I'm sure Mighty Mouse would be out for like at least a year. 6 months to a year.
I saw like an Instagram post of his following up the loss, and he's a good dude.
He took it like a champ.
Yeah.
He literally took it like a champ. As soon as they announced Henry Cejudo, he just started clapping. Like his whole team clapped, congratulated Henry. Mighty Mouse didn't look like
Defeated.
upset or salty.
Yeah.
He accepted it and he was ready to move on. Those are the people that you respect, the people that can accept defeat the best.
Yeah.
Even Conor, Dominic Cruz.
Cody, keep your head up.
I didn't see how he was after the second fight.
I saw another Instagram post. I forget who it was from. It was someone watching him, and there was just a picture of him with his kid just like smiling.
Okay.
It was like some after party or some after event.
I'm sure. See, that's the thing. I feel bad for Cody because he was trying to get this immediate rematch, and obviously the UFC is gonna want it because he's a star. He got the look, he got the name, he fights like a superstar, and he brings drama with the fight. So he's like the perfect guy to be a champion and make money. But you threw him to the lion right after he got ate by the lion.
He lion.
Yeah. And now he can't fight him anymore.
Obviously.
Which is shitty. He's in Joseph Benavidez' position, where he lost to Mighty Mouse twice and then kept beating number one contender, and they would never give him a title shot. That being said, Benavidez now gets a title shot because he's beat Cejudo. He's actually beat Cejudo, so I'm sure he's fucking ecstatic that Mighty Mouse lost.
Finally, this is my chance.
Yeah, so what's next for TJ? I would say it's probably Dominic Cruz.
That's what I was thinking. He says he deserves a title shot.
I agree with him. He's the only guy that's beat TJ that TJ hasn't avenged the loss.
If you think about the top 3 at that weight class, you're thinking those 3, right?
Those 3 and Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes.
You can't fit all of them in the top 3.
He's a dark horse of that division.
We'll put him at a solid 4.
I don't know. I would love to see Marlon versus Cody. And Marlon versus all 3 of them. Cruz especially. I think Cruz can probably beat Marlon just because of his footwork. 'Cause Cruz is the hardest person to hit, bottom line.
Right.
And the reason why Cody was so successful was because, for one, he wasn't fighting emotionally like he does with TJ. He was fighting like how he fights everybody else not named TJ. 2, he's super, super fast. He's the fastest person in that division.
Cody?
Yes, by far. His hand speed is faster than everybody's. So when Dominic Cruz is coming in with his awkward movement and these weird-ass punches from different angles, Cody's quick enough to react to it and then get the counter in. That's why he was dropping Dominic so much, while he was coming in these quick little bursts.
Sure.
TJ is too slow for that shit. TJ is the more well-rounded technical fighter, and he's in Cody's head. But as far as speed, you gotta give Cody the nod. So we'll see. That wouldn't be bad. Do DC versus TJ.
Yeah.
And then do Marlon versus Cody.
Winner for the belt.
But I don't want Cody to have to take fucking such a hard fight.
Because he's gonna lose?
After 2 losses. I'm not saying he's going to lose, but if he does lose, where does he look now? Being down 2-0 or 0-2 against the champ isn't horrible, but then you're 3 losses in a row against Marlon Moraes. That's like, I'd give him like a top 6, top 8 guy.
Okay, but say he beats that guy, then what? Does he get a title shot after that?
No, that's why I'm saying give him a couple tune-up fights and then give him Marlon.
I don't think he's a guy who needs a tune-up fight. Sure, Marlon presents a danger in that you might suddenly be on a loss streak, but if you're looking to get back on top, if you're looking to possibly beat Dominic Cruz, who may possibly beat TJ,
that's true.
Then you got to take the highest level.
The only way Cody gets a title shot is if Dominic Cruz saves the day for him.
Right.
He very well can.
Yeah.
Very well can. That being, I don't know though.
It's tough for sure.
Every time TJ
There's
fights,
a lot of ifs and skeptical shit.
Every time TJ fights, I have a very hard time picking against him.
Well, you didn't have a hard time this time, and you fucking lost, so.
I did have an extreme hard time picking against TJ.
Did you?
Yeah.
We'll have to listen to our picks. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure that's why you picked first, because you're asking me. I'm like, I don't know. You're like, I'll pick TJ. I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. I'll pick Cody then.
That sounds familiar, actually.
So, yeah, it's a UFC 229, but that's so. Other than UFC 227, 229.
Oh. Fuck you, 228.
We're fucking jumping ship. Fuck you, Woodley, and fuck you, Till. You understand me? Nate Diaz is fighting. Fuck everybody besides Nate Diaz.
Do we have a main event for that card yet?
No. That's what I wanted to speculate about. Who do you think would be the main event of that card? You know Conor and Khabib are fighting on 230. And you know Nate's one of the most popular draws in the UFC. So, and he's the co-main event. So who could possibly be the main event? DC's injured. He's not fighting. Brock Lesnar can't fight. He needs to be in the fucking USADA pool for like the next 8 years.
He needs some extensive searches.
Yeah. You can't Google this shit, bro.
I'm looking up available UFC fighters because I don't know who's like ready to fight.
Are you looking at rumors for 229 main event?
No. Do you want to look at what I'm Googling, man?
I'll be salty.
Here's fighter rankings. That doesn't help me. Let's see. Could it possibly be a GSP? GSP versus Nick Diaz. 1, Nate doesn't have to fight on the same card as his brother. 2, we get GSP and Nick Diaz. 3, GSP and Conor on the same card. That possibly sets up a fight. Obviously,
GSP and Conor will not be on the same card.
Is Conor not on 129?
Conor is on 230, and Conor's main eventing his card.
Naturally, yeah.
I was wondering what you were saying there.
But whatever. I'm still going to go with
Nick Diaz versus GSP is definitely one of the options. Because contrary to what you just fucking said,
My reasons are the only reasons. I don't know
Nate
what you're saying.
is on the same card that Nick would be on. They would both be on the same card.
They're both in 229?
Nate's on 229.
I thought you just said he's... I don't know. Fuck it. Never mind.
About fucking worthless.
So
on this
literally every
podcast.
single one of my reasons was...
And then
except for GSP, there's Nick.
another potential opportunity is GSP versus Anderson Silva.
That's less exciting.
But I don't know if that's going to be a seller. Like, I don't see that
that's not
being
a main
fight.
event.
I don't see that fight being a main event.
It's
anymore.
almost like a fight night.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
That is the biggest fight of
prime
all time.
For sure.
That 5 years ago may have sold 2 million. Like 5 years ago, everybody wanted to see them two fight.
Yeah.
And back in the day, everybody thought Anderson would destroy GSP. Now, let's be real. Come on, who wins that fucking fight?
It's not going to be close.
I think GSP would just mop the fucking floor with them.
That'd be sad to watch, I think.
Or Nick Diaz versus GSP, which that'd be a good fight.
Those are the only options.
Nick versus Silva. I like Nick in that fight.
That's still not a main event. That's less of a main event.
Nick and GSP is a main event.
That's 100% a main event, yes.
GSP is a huge draw still, and Nick's fucking Nick.
Nick will definitely be a draw, especially since he's coming off such a hiatus.
Right. And Nick's the kind of motherfucker that even if he don't fight for a while, he knows how to make shit exciting all over again like that.
It's in the Diaz blood.
Yeah, that'll be pretty fucking slick. Because then if Nick wins... I kind of don't want Nick to win, though. I kind of want GSP to win.
What?
Because if GSP wins... He's fighting. If McGregor wins, he's fighting McGregor.
That's a pretty bold statement.
If
You stated that like a fact.
If McGregor wins, it's GSP versus McGregor. And you fans don't know, but Dalton and I made a bet. How long ago? Honestly, 2 years ago?
2 years. I think it was 2015. 2015 or 2016.
Whenever Conor fought Chad Mendes, right? Was it Chad or was it Aldo?
It wasn't Aldo.
Maybe it was later. Maybe it was Nate.
I have literally no clue.
Anyways, it was fucking years ago, okay?
Years.
We made a bet. This was before GSP announced he was back. This was when everybody thought he was
it had
retired.
been announced a few times, but it was some regular Dana bullshit.
Yeah. We bet that if Conor and GSP fought, I picked GSP all fucking day. I picked yes that he would destroy him. And then naturally, Don has to defend his fucking butt buddy.
I'm with you, Connor.
And he's like, no, man, GSP would knock him out. All right.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
That's a weird.
So.
That's a weird argument.
And
for
then
me.
I was like, oh my God, why would you pick against Conor? You're a Conor dick rider. And you're like, oh, no, I meant to say Conor.
You just made that entire conversation up.
But the bet is what? What's the bet?
If Conor wins, you, Nicholas Marchwinsky, must get some Conor McGregor themed tattoo on your body.
Notorious. I'm getting notorious because I can use so many different stories for that.
Yeah, you're welcome for that. You were gonna put literally Conor McGregor's name just somewhere. Probably above your
I wasn't
ass
gonna
or
do
something.
that. I was gonna get the exact replica. Of
You want his gorilla?
Of his chest tattoo.
Well, that's way cooler than Notorious.
Fuck that. You're gonna get the exact same tattoo as somebody all over your body.
That's weird.
That'd be horrible. I would not do that.
Maybe
at
just
all.
a T-shirt with that design on it. That's a little easier.
But
and
then if GSP wins,
if GSP wins, I will get a tattoo that says Rush on it.
yes. So we're getting the tattoo of the opposing person's nickname.
Yeah.
I like my odds.
I like mine. I like my pick even if I lose, to be frank. I think a Rush tattoo would be dope.
Yeah, but I don't care about that.
Of
I
course
care
not.
about like,
the respect.
do you honestly think Conor has a chance
Yeah.
against
I think Conor has a
George,
chance against everybody his size.
Rush? George ain't his size.
Well, he's a roundabout.
They're around the same height.
Are they going to fight at what weight?
George is stocky as fuck.
What
He's
weight?
155 probably.
Okay, so that's pretty small for George, I feel. This George, anyway. That George.
Here's the thing about George St. Pierre that I don't think you're like understanding.
Okay.
We're talking about the greatest fighter of all time,
I'm aware of this.
the GOAT,
Yep.
who has beat everybody.
Yep. The G in GSP stands for GOAT.
A guy undersized at welterweight, right? For the most part, for the fucking big fuckers that he fought, like Johnny Hendricks and Thiago Silva and all those motherfuckers, goes up to 185 after what, 4 years off? Takes a fucking championship fight after a 4-year layoff against Michael Bisping and finishes him after not finishing anybody for how long?
Michael Bisping is not like, you keep saying it like he's The champion Michael Bisping. He dethroned him. He was no longer the same. He retired afterwards.
Bisping dethroned Rockhold.
True, that was a fluke. Everyone knew it was a fluke.
Sure, but he fucking did it.
And then he beat Dan Henderson.
Yes,
old as shit.
Which I thought Dan Henderson won that.
He almost lost to Dan Henderson, who's old as shit.
He took an H-bomb from Hendo and survived.
That's the only way he wins is by the strength of his chin alone.
Yeah, he has a heart. That's one thing you cannot discredit Bisping about.
I like Michael Bisping. I support all English and.
I don't think you do. You dogged him every second.
I only dog him because
I give him props.
You keep using him as like this bar to reach for, and I don't think he's that high up anymore.
I'm putting Michael Bisping on a pedestal.
You are clearly putting him on a pedestal.
And it's a good pedestal.
You take it down and put a pussy up there.
4-year layoff finishes Michael Bisping at 185 pounds.
He's fat.
He's a little stocky. I don't think he was fat by no means.
I think if you grabbed the side of him,
I think you would probably hurt your thumb. If you tried to grab GSP's skin, you might break your thumb. That's like Superman skin you're talking about.
That's pretty rough. Okay.
But yeah, he'll definitely be a lot smaller against Conor. But that's not a bad thing. He'll be faster. He'll be
acting like Conor's not
more
fast.
aware.
Why would he be more aware? Because he's lighter.
I feel like when you're losing weight and you have to cut yourself down, this is bro science, but you have to cut yourself down to those limits to make that weight cut. You're more of a savage. You're more of a lion. You're more willing to fucking just kill somebody.
That is not bro science.
Have you seen Conor McGregor when he cuts 145 pounds and he screams?
That is straight bullshit.
You're telling me he ain't more fucking aware in the octagon at 145 pounds?
First of all, awareness and you are a lion are not two comparable things. They're not, you're using them as like, what's the...
Lions have
synonyms. They're not synonyms, bro.
Cat senses, bro.
Cat senses?
Like the little sixth sense.
You're more cat-like, is what you're saying,
yes.
When you're lighter.
Yes. That's more of an accurate term. Thank you.
I hate you.
Thank you.
I'm never doing a podcast with you again.
Good. Well, let's just fucking end this one because I'm over it.
Okay. What did we talk about? I don't know.
We talked about UFC 227.
Okay.
And the results.
Yeah, we literally just did that.
And UFC 229.
I hate you.
And
still, thoroughly.
And main event choices. Then we also talked about Halo.
Then
new TV show coming out, new TV series. I'm so excited for that. In your fucking face, you tell me every day I play Halo, you're living in the past. It's a dying breed. Why do you waste your time playing it? Motherfucker, coming back. Don't want to hear shit. Game of Thrones level. I'm in heaven. Good week for Nick.
Watch it suck.
It will never suck. It's impossible for Halo to
It is
suck.
not impossible.
That's true. The last like 4 games sucked dick.
Anyways, if you guys like this podcast, if you're able to tolerate Nick's bullshit on a daily basis,
bro science.
It's a mental hurdle to jump over, dude. Trust me.
Go
to our website, pnacast.com. We have all our episodes there. We're all over Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, I think, right? Are we on SoundCloud, Nick?
A little bit. Google Play.
A little bit.
We got like 2 episodes on there.
We got YouTube videos.
It's a little teaser, trailer.
Check out our gameplay on YouTube. It's actually kind of fucking entertaining.
Motor City My League.
Yeah.
Which is pretty intense right now because we're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then pretty soon, maybe a Sea of Thieves series. I don't know. We'll see.
We'd like to get that going. They've made some updates. We'll
Game's
talk about
fucking
it
fun,
time.
but you just gotta dedicate a lot of time. And then if we spend an hour collecting loot and then we get jacked, I'm like the most depressed human in the world because I feel like I literally just lost an hour of my life.
See, you can't look at it that way. You gotta look at it as just having fun.
I like to have fun and be rewarded for my fun.
You sound just greedy.
So if I have fun and then I get my shit taken from me, it's like I didn't. What was the point?
It's like I didn't even have fun. They
Exactly.
took the fun with it.
Yeah, and you wasted an hour of my life.
That's not a good way to do
Pirates
things.
are fucking assholes.
It's true.
Fucking dicks.
It's called Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends.
Sea of fucking douchebags. I wouldn't do that to anybody.
Next game coming out. See you guys next time.
Take care.